as this room fill up, be sure to hit the like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Mama said, there'll be days just like this. Now, we're going to talk more and more about the new pickup, and I appreciate everybody for jumping in. Be sure to hit the like button, share this content, and I think we probably run this show right into the press conference. So, let's get it. Yep. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove? From my studios to yours, come on with it. Think long, think wrong. Don't forget, tonight we'll be on Cowboys collectively speaking. Hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's ultimately time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Cowboys' new identity. 5, 4, 3, 2, and what? Come on with it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. If this is your first time ever being here, hit that like button. It will do something for you in your life. I promise you it will. Come on with it. Come on.
Ready? Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
Come on with it, bully ball, baby. JD from DC.
JD from DC.
Come on.
$9.99.
Come on with it.
Hashtag bully ball.
Come on with it. Yeah. Yeah. Sharing is caring. Yep. All right. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a Pickens party? Come on with it. All right, so appreciate you so much, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to you all. Love VIP. I appreciate you, man. I seen you on other networks and other channels. I seen you on TV, on the radio station. Yeah. Got nothing but love for you, baby. Appreciate everybody, man. This is a great year. Even before your year starts, and even I couldn't get that out, but even before the year starts, that's a better way. Hold on. Yeah, now I can get it going. All right. So even before the year starts, and no, there's no Hennessy in this one this time, you know. But even before the year starts, man, the Cowboys been operating and moving a little bit different. I think that a lot of people are looking for faults. They're looking for shortcomings so that they can alleviate their minds for having high hopes. Right? Old folks say, if you're looking for something long enough, you will find it. Right? Let me say this again. Old folks say, if you're looking for something long enough, you will find it, you know, and it is for what it is. Shout out to my guy, Bama boy, Roll Tide. Yeah. Lauder Jones is moving differently, and it's showing, right? Moving so differently. The Boston Celtics look like the old school Cowboys, didn't they? What happened to Boston? Where my Boston Celtic folks at, man? Where y'all let up in here, man? Let me know if y'all can jump on in here. What happened, man? What happened?
All I ask.
Yes, indeed. Good Lord. But neither here nor there. Let's get right to the conversation for the nation. There's a guy that is an ultimate, and I'm meaning just that, an ultimate content creator, entertainer. I mean, we had shows together in the past way before he kind of blew up into this massive content creator and do crazy. I'm talking about gorilla crazy glue numbers, you know. And this is his site right here. Y'all might have heard him on multiple platforms, and his name is Chisel Adondas, man. This was his initial thoughts of losing Pickens. Let's see if we can get this over here. Hold on. I got to give y'all the the realness of it. Hold on. Let me rewind so you guys can see the countenance on his face. And that's my guy, man. Come on, watch it. Yeah. Look at the countenance.
I've never smoked in my life, and yet I feel compelled to have to smoke a cigarette. Because what is this news that I was awoken to? George Pickens traded to the Dallas Cowboys? I'm in Texas right now, and I'm considering leaving from Austin. I can see Texas University from here. I might have to go and board a plane, go to Dallas, and try to get Jerry Jones to rescind the trade. What are we doing, bro? We trade away George Pickens for a 3rd, 5th, and 6th round pick after the draft. For what reason? Make it make sense. Now, think about it. The Pittsburgh Steelers over the course of the past 3 years, what has been the one bright spot that we've had? It's been George Pickens on offense. Every single season, our offense has been absolutely abysmal. Then coming into this year, we draft Will Howard. Great, we got ourselves a quarterback. We've got a faulty O-line. We already had very, very minimal pieces. Calvin Austin, for all intents and purposes, is a rotational receiver. He might just mess around and be a 3 receiver, but if you put this man as a number 3 receiver on most other teams, he's probably a 4. We had no offensive identity outside of throw the ball down the field of George Pickens. We get DK Metcalf. Now we think we're going to have the Terror twins. We're going to have the Crash Out twins. Granted, we're going to have questions to be answered regarding maturity, but of course, Mike Tomlin can definitely steer the ship. He was able to control AB. No way he can't control Pickens and DK Metcalf. No, fuck it. Throw it out the goddamn window. Why would we trade away George Pickens after the draft?
Woo! Don't he sound like Cowboy fan to it? Great. y'all remember we used to have these type of rants going on and on and on, and now it's on our side, right? Now we can get back and sit back and look at this and say to ourselves, okay, all right, cool, come on.
Why not trade him before so we could at least maybe go and pick up somebody in the midst of the draft to probably go and make a replacement? Because you already know what Pittsburgh Steelers is. We're wide receiver, factory. It doesn't matter who had been there in the past, whether it had been Plaxico Burress, whether it had been Mike Wallace, whether it had been Antonio Brown, and now George Pickens. We've always been able to move on from what appears to be the star receiver and then have somebody else come up from behind and go and perform. Deontay Johnson as well. I understand. Hey, the trajectory of George Pickens definitely shows him potentially leaving at the end of his rookie contract, because I've mentioned in my videos as well, why would George Pickens feel galvanized to even want to go and re-sign after seeing how the production has been in Pittsburgh? He's been an 1,100-yard receiver. He's been a 1,000-yard receiver with minimal targets, or I shouldn't say minimal, but about 60 to 70 some catches. Imagine if he goes to a team where he's getting targeted like 150 sometimes. This man might mess around and be the first 2,000-yard receiver, but whatever the case just so happens.
Boy, Twister ain't got nothing on that guy right there, Chisel or Dundas. But I just wanted to shed some light on that, because here's the thing. Here's the flat out thing. We've been looking at this and people been grading this as a situation, whereas when you look at Pickens, oh man, he won't be able to do X, Y, and Z. And you can't name me the quarterback that was throwing him the ball since he's been in Steelers land outside of Sierra Husband, right? So you really can't go into details of who been really putting the money on the ball. And we know he can be dexterity while he's in the air, unorthodox movements, and he's still able to reach out and grab the ball in his hand. So I love it, baby. And when we start thinking about, Mem says Tomlin days, man, that brother right there, man, he on thin ice, man, and they better do something this year. He never had a losing season, by the way. But when we start to look at this again,
Pickens and Lamb make one of the most electric wide receiver duos in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys just
just a refresher
on deep targets in
just a refresher.
George Pickens was first in receiving grade, first in catches, and first in yards. This adds to a loaded Cowboys offseason where they already earned an A+ for their draft haul. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb make one of the most electric wide receiver duos in the NFL. Jerry Jones has been absolutely cooking this offseason.
Boy, y'all hated this video. Y'all said, "Hey, Law, cut that last part out now. Keep all of the rest of it, but cut the part out with Jerry Jones collecting all of the credit. Cut that part out, because that's Will McClay or that's someone else in the confines of operating for the Dallas Cowboys. It ain't Jerry. But just like I said, what's good for the goose is also good for the gander. And what happened here is when you are the head honcho, right? Or you are the person that's in charge. That's a better way to say it. Don't absolutely counsel me for that if you can, right? But if you are the person that's in charge, you're going to get all of the blame and you're going to get all of the fame. You're going to get all of that. You know, that's just how it goes. But be sure to check out my guy channel, man. He ain't crashing out, but he crashing out, you know.
We didn't even attempt on the season to have George there. I just don't understand it, bro. We have zero offensive identity. Just think about our offensive room right now. Will Howard, Skylar Thompson, Mason Rudolph is our quarterback room.
Oh my gosh, boy. We could be them, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we're not. But let me get to my guy, man, my compatriot. And here's what we got a little later on today, too, for those who don't know. We will be having the Cowboys Collective. It's going to be in 6 hours, and it's going to be 8 o'clock my time. So my time is Texas time. That's in Central Time Zone. So be sure to hit us up here. We want the room to be filled because – and also I need for somebody to help me out. They supposed to have the press conference at 2:30. Now, we know that we operate on some slow – I can say it, CPT time. Sometimes the Cowboys be like, hey, is it going to be at 2:30? And then it ain't going to be there till 3 o'clock. So, but what I'm getting at is that John Machota will be there, so we get some more inside information as it relates to the collections for the nation on Cowboys Collective in about, as that time ticks, 6 hours, okay? So let's get it, Cowboy Nation. Let's talk to my guy.
You know, there's a group of us around Jerry, and he kind of threw in there that, you know, there was 2 substantive moves that they could potentially make. It could be before the draft. It could be after the draft. I will say, when he said that, George Pickens is one of the first people I thought of. But I thought of it to myself in that, yeah, but they won't do that. It'll be something more on the lines of like what they've done for Mingo or
Mingo.
Maybe even Brandon Cooks or like Joe.
I got him saying Mingo. Mingo. Hey, he should have said James Washington. That would have took me. Come on with
those type of deals. That, you know, I get why they do them to a certain extent, but it's not like it really moves the needle like a Pickens type move would move the needle. And so I was like, yeah, I think Jerry might just be saying that to just kind of stir things up because, let's be honest, the last 2 years there really haven't been any notable moves like that. So as time went on, and then obviously you get to that first round of the draft, and I know that they love Ted McMillan. And then when he goes 8, you know, that's the thing that people talk about the Cowboys needing a wide receiver. Well, they didn't really need a wide receiver. They needed specifically a wide receiver 2.
Yeah.
And so when they didn't get that early in the draft, I was like, it didn't make any sense to use like a mid or late round pick on a wide receiver. They have plenty of those guys already on the roster. And so now I'm thinking, okay, well, they'll do something, but I could see it being one of those things where, you know, following the Cowboys, the way that they've been doing business, that it'll be like a training camp, you know, or you know, a team's like, hey, we're willing to part with this receiver. We don't know if he's going to make our roster. And it would be like fine, but again, it'd be somebody more similar to Mingo or Tolbert as opposed to a George Pickens move. And so they had been working on it, and then obviously it came together. It sounded like it was starting to come together last night. And then early this morning, it got finalized. And I'm honestly very surprised.
No doubt, man. Great insights from my guy on my guy, George Pickens. Y'all got to get, you know, I'm a little old school, so I'm going to keep saying Carl when he get the plan. But if you remember Carl Pickens, put down the team that he played for. And I know Carl Pickens. But here's what I want to lament here. And all of its great flow of things. The whole ideal of Pickens being the aggressions and being the person that can literally, Bengals. I knew Toxic Tom. I should say everybody said before Toxic Tom. You know what I'm saying? But Matt Leslie, no. Okay, good. All right, so and hope all is well with Jonathan Brooks for the Carolina Panthers. They said that he will be out for the year. That's a prime example of, look, let's not rush kids back to run. Your knees are everything, and And by him sitting out for another year and him being a running back, man, this is kind of giving me kind of like Willis McGahee type of vibes or whatever that guy was who kind of tore up everything and never could get a chance to get out there on the field. Or was it Kijana Carter or something like that, who never got a chance to play, but basically was going to be world class, bro. And injury is part of the game, and that's why you don't want to rush people. I don't care what new technology they got with 9 bites and fluid that you can pull, synovial fluid, and create it yourself. Look, if you hurt and you trying to get yourself back on the right path, and I know this is not Cowboys talk, this is just football talk in general, take your time, man. Yeah, he's out, man. He got the Patrick Ewing knees, man, or something going on over there. And you know how Patrick Ewing had them big old knee pads on. And as a running back, you got to cut and you got to get going and you got to get upfield. So they got Rico now. Ricola. So we'll see how that looks. But Jonathan Brooks is a prime example of, just take your time, and move the best way possible. Yes. Todd Gurley situation, Law. Yeah. Todd Gurley was good for the first 2 or 3 years, right? And then when his knees went out, it just went out. And the Rams paid him some big money. And we like, how the Rams going to get from under that? And all of a sudden we looked up, he was in Atlanta land, hanging out with Future. So it's crazy. Running backs are the lifespan of a running back, and before we get to Pickens talk, the lifespan of a running back in the National Football League is literally 3 years. And anytime you go beyond 3 years, right, you are considered the lucky one, right? You got the war of attrition. Like the Frank Gores of the world are very, very, very rare, right? And the Emmitt Smiths of the world is very, very rare. Maurice Clarett, that was his name. Okay. Yeah. All right, so let me get back. Let me get focused over here. Come on with it.
Now, I know you said number 2 receiver, talent-wise. Do you think he fits number 2, or is he like he could be a number 1 for other teams, and on this team he's going to be a number 2?
Yeah, and that's going to be the interesting part, is because I'm willing to bet, not knowing him, not having talked to him, just what I know of him is the relationships I have with other people that cover the Steelers. He might be coming in thinking he is a 1A, 1B with CD, and that's fine. That'd be great for everybody involved, if he produces like that. But I just think that with CD's production and everything he's shown throughout his career, he's your number 1. There maybe, I can't even think of maybe more than 4 or 5 other receivers in the league that you would say would be the 1 over CD, if there is even 4 or 5. And so he would have to prove that he can put up like that. But I also think that George Pickens is going to want to get number 1 type wide receiver targets, which is going to be interesting because, if he's not getting the ball thrown his way, maybe that causes an issue.
Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I would say that all wide receivers are mostly like, give me the doggone ball. Give me that ball. I can make plays. I want that person. I want the person that's begging for the ball. I want the person that rightfully so, that worked out all week long, then put in the hard time, that know every edge of the field or every inch of the field, that's a better way to say it, to want the ball. I want that. Now, can we handle that, right? Because we've been talking about dogs and stuff, man. Hey, we want dogs. We want dogs. Now, you got the dog. That dog got teeth. He bites all the time. Well, you said you want him. Now you got him. So how you going to keep him is you got to keep it satisfied. You got to know how to tame said dog. Yeah, no matter how big your dog is, if you the dog owner and you say sit, he need to be sitting. It irks me, man, when I'm seeing people walk the dog and the dog walking them, right? It's like, man, because I'm from the country, I'm like, come on, man, like what are you doing? No matter how big your dog is, your dog's supposed to obey you. Yeah. Some people got dogs, man, you can't even reach your hand in their cage. They'll tear that hand up, So that means you're not a good owner. You don't know how to handle said dog. So we will find out if, and I'm not calling the man a dog as it relates to dog for all of the people who sensitive about dogs. But what I'm saying is that when we look into this and we start talking about this, if we want said guy to be such a certain person, then be able to know how to handle said person, right? And that's all I'm getting at. And hopefully that could be the situation. He want the ball. I want to win. I don't want to lose. I hate losing. Right? What's the saying? I know Toxic Tom know it, so don't say it. You know, Toxic Tom. I hate losing more than I love winning. Is that the saying? Put a 1 in the chat if I said that right. We hate to lose. And if we establish that identity, you would never lose. Because you'll be up all night trying to figure out ways to better your best.
But even with all of that being said, I would have done the deal all day. I totally think this makes sense for where the Cowboys are at, what they needed, the spark that they needed. So knowing that there are those risks involved, knowing that he's in the final year of his contract and you don't have an extension with him yet, with all that said, I still think that this is a very good move for the Cowboys. And if we're being honest, I think right now the gold standard in the NFL are the Eagles, and particularly Howie Roseman. And so this is the type of deal that the Eagles do, and everybody praises them for, including myself. So if I'm being honest, why wouldn't I praise the Cowboys for doing something similar?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And I think most of the vibes we've gotten this morning are positive. I was hoping you could go a little bit more in depth just on the field about the player and why you like the move, because it feels like he also brings something different to the offense. Not only like is he a wide receiver too, but he maybe has a skill set that is not littered across the rest of the wide receiver room. Yeah, no doubt about that. And that's, it fits with why they would be interested in Ted McMillan. It's the bigger, longer receiver who, maybe, with Ted, wasn't the greatest separation, but he's the big body guy that you can throw it up.
Yeah, big body guy. But here's the thing, though. He's a more polished than Ted McMillan. Ted will be a rookie. He would have to get introduced to football life as it relates to being ready to play a long length of schedules, right? Planning different elements and things of that nature. So you get the Ted McMillan attributes, but you also get the chances of somebody that's already done lived the life of being in the National Football League. And who's still young. He's still at the age of, 23, 24. So it's not like you're getting a long in the tooth guy, right? So you got to quantify all of that. And then if you look at the side-by-sides of it all, we're literally splitting hairs here, right, between CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, right? When we look at the side-by-side, let me see if I can pull this up. You might have to squint your eyes to see, Cowboy Nation. CeeDee Lamb is 6'2". Pickens is 6'3". They both 200 pounds, right? And one runs a 4.5 40. CeeDee Lamb runs a 4.5 40. The other one runs a 4.4 40, right? Hey, he my speed. So when y'all see George run, that's me. That's my speed. I'm a 4.4 40 guy. All right, vertical 3.4 and vertical for him 3.45. They got the same verticals. Arm length, we split in halves. One is 32.2, the other one is 32.3. And I don't know what they face look like side by side, but they could be brothers. I don't know, But I can tell you that they are pretty much, you got two lambs, and we're going to chop this up in the best way possible by having Pickens picking the ball while it's in the air. I think that body control, body contortions, you got to give both of them credit on that. I think that George makes a little bit more higher leaping, unorthodox catches than CeeDee Lamb, but I'm not finna point out the fact that CeeDee Lamb can't do it because we've seen Lamb do it, right? Be like, how in the world Lamb was able to do it? Now, as far as aggressions, this is a good picture. We did a video. Shout out to my guy. Let me see if I can get out of here. Hold on. Well, hold on. Give me 1 second here. We did a video, and one of the people. Hold on. We did a video, and one of the people that loved the video, by the way, is what's that guy named to do the damn black Air Forces versus the white Air Forces? What's his name, y'all? His name tip of my tongue. And he loved the video. He loved the video because that's what it is, you know. Here we go right here. I can't play the audio because it's claimed by somebody else. What's his name? Desi Banks, right? We did the video, and hey, he like, sheesh. Yeah. And if we going to be real with ourselves, CD is more of the white Air Forces, right? And then you got George, who's more of the black Air Forces. Yeah, Dizzy Banks, man. I've murdered people's names, man. but shout out to him. But you guys get what I'm saying is that one is going to high point the ball and be nasty with it, probably look over you. And CD Lamb, he can't even do like this no more. They taking things away from CD Lamb. Shame on the NFL. Yeah. Shame on the NFL because they need to figure out a way to make football fun again and get these things going. But let's listen to my girl, Jane Slater.
You know, it's interesting. When I started catching some wind of this, it was catching some speed last night around about 11 p.m. And I got to imagine Jerry Jones is enjoying his Johnny Walker Blue somewhere as he celebrates this. I don't believe we'd be talking about George Pickens if T-Mac McMillan had been there for them in the first round. But we all talked about, and even though they tried to sell us on Jonathan Mingo, that they needed a true number 2. I think he's going to be seen more as 1A, 1B. This is a guy that's going to be big bodied on the outside. They consider him a top-level wide receiver, extremely competitive, elite ball skills. As I was told, he adds an explosive element and can create plenty of what was called math problems for the defense.
Math problem for the defense, baby. Do y'all understand what we talking about? Yeah. Math problems. Okay, so do you do 2 high safeties? Okay. All right, I'm going to get a high safety on the right side, a high safety on the left side, and we're going to funnel everybody in the middle of the field. That's the weak spot, and see if we can make those throws. Well, damn, we did that. Dak Prescott is killing us up the seam because he can throw the hell out of a seam ball, right? And, okay, so now what we do, because even with our 2 high safeties, they killing us underneath by running the ball. Oh, yeah, they getting 6 and 7 yards because the offensive linemen are just leaning forward and falling over everybody. So at the end of the day, let's take a guy off the roof. Let's put him inside the box. Okay, so now you got to deal with, I got one-on-ones to the outside with Lamb. Oh, the DB is a little injured, and he's on Lamb. Can we roll the other safety to Lamb's side, right? But now, damn it, you got one-on-ones with Pickens. So we just got to trust our DB to win the one-on-ones with Pickens. Pick your poisons. We didn't have that. You know, teams literally waving off doggone Brandon Cooks. Ah, man, the little legs ain't going to do nothing. Oh, he got behind us on this one. He did that a few times. Oh, he got behind us on this one. Oh, let's switch it up a little bit. Let's chip him a little bit. Oh, you chip him? Okay, he ain't going nowhere. Press him a little bit. Yeah. He lost that speed. So now they can shut down a half of a field, and now it's Lamb versus 2, and now we can stop the run with 4. Oh, it's Lamb versus 3. We wave off the other guys because their route patterns wasn't even creative enough. A hitch, a turn, a comeback for a tight end, I can sit on those with my linebackers, what we call bracket covering, right? That's the Cowboys offense in a nutshell in the last 2 years. It took up until week 6 or week 7 before Mike McCarthy said, you know what, let me just let Dak run the offense himself. True story, by the way. You fact check it if you want, right? And then the start of last season, I got to regain my thing because I'm in a contract year. No, I got to call the play. I call it. I'm going to be able to install it. I'm going to do everything myself. Me, Jeff Blasco, and company, right? And what they got them with? A ticket to the front door, up out of here, right? And I hate to beat up Mike McCarthy because it's all clear evidence that Mike McCarthy was a better coach than Jason Garrett. He was. He was a better coach than Jason Garrett, and we was happy about that. We're not beating up Mike McCarthy for that. And he had to go through some political wars just to even get to his spot because he had to hire Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, Super Bowl champ now, as a play caller. But the problem is with that, his growing pains came from us. He had to learn everything from us, right? That's the craziest thing. And then we went to the Eagles land. I know Ice Cold. I know you guys. I know Brad Surratt, Jerry Jones in the chat, B Fatty. You guys could have called them plays for the Eagles and would have been just as good. Because those are math problems that teams had to warrant. Do you double up AJ? Well, you double up AJ, that means you're going to have a lighter box. Do you keep the safety over the top on Smitty? He got speed. He could take the top off the defense. That means a lighter box. Saquon running. Saquon was running so long, he was sitting there like, man, this is life. I love this. I get him 5 or 6 yards before contact. Okay, we're going to load the box up on Saquon and them. Hurts still struggling to throw the ball. But it's one-on-ones. All you got to do, A.J. Brown is by far better than most DBs out there on one-on-one encounters. Just throw it up. He'll catch it. That was their offense. Point out where I was wrong. 7 in the box up top. Here we go. I see you, Brad. Appreciate you. Yeah. So back then. Yeah. I mean, it simplified the offense to a degree for the Eagles so greatly. And we're not even going to talk about the defense, right? Teams are trying to come back on the offense being able to move the chain. So instead of 1st and 10 for the Eagles, they were blessed to be 1st and 8 on many opportunities because of the tush and the push too. So that was a well-equipped team. They still had issues. They still had pitfalls. And they needed help. And they got that.
In other words, someone will get extra attention, which means someone else will capitalize. That was a text from one of my sources on this one. Now, one of the questions, and to tie this back in with what you said there, Tom, well, I thought Brian Schottenheimer was all about the culture. Well, let's get into that with George Pickens. When I asked someone close to him, what is the deal? What is the real skinny on this? Because a lot of the narratives, they get the ball going, and you see how I think animated some of these wide receivers can be, and maybe we get kind of a different perspective on it. The word I was used is there needs to be some maturation here. This is a guy who wants to make an impact on the game, and he wants the ball. No different than a lot of wide receivers out there. But it's my understanding he had a great relationship with the guys in the locker room and his quarterbacks. And when you look at the quarterbacks he was dealing with in Pittsburgh, no disrespect, we are talking about a little bit of a different quarterback here with Dak Prescott. And when you
Yeah. Say it, Jane. Say it. Yeah. A different kind of caliber of quarterback. And we ain't talking about Pickens and Rudolph, the Red Nose, and all of them guys over there, and Justin Fields. We talking about Dak Prescott, who was in contentions of winning MVP by throwing it to a Noah Brown, T.Y. Hilton, the 33 in the third years of age, out there running routes, and C.D. Lamb, right? So now we're looking at this team with run game, a philosophy that we're going to run the ball, right, first. We're going to try to at least attempt to run the ball, right? And that's right, Cowboys by nature, appreciate you. We're going to attempt to run the ball, and then that's going to get them people off of dropping 7 or dropping 8 or what have you, and saying, okay, we're just going to be able to rush the few that we have and still get home. When you go back and watch that game, go back and watch the Green Bay Packer game, if you got the gonads to do it, right, to go back and watch that playoff game, just look at the philosophy of the offense of what we try to do to attack that. Yeah. They got pressure with 4. They sacked the quarterback 4 or 5 times. Yeah, so, yeah. 4th and 30, y'all. Yeah, Hoodie Kush, man. 81, appreciate you, Hoodie. Appreciate you, man. So now we got a different flow, different temperaments of it all, Cowboy Nation. And speaking of that, there will always be my guy to really get upset about it. Let me see.
Here it come, y'all. Here it come. Niggas is about to be ass betting. They about to be saying shit like George Pickens better than Smitty. He better than AJ. They about to start saying the craziest shit. He better than McLaurin. All of this. George Pickens is talented. Don't get me wrong. He's talented. He is talented. But adding George Pickens to the dysfunctional soup that is the Dallas Cowboys, my heart couldn't have asked for anything better. Your quarterback got performance anxiety, right? The best defensive player on your team storms off the field and throws a fit. He know the camera's on him, so he show out for the cameras, throw a fit. He draft night, dancing in the videos like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Then you add a CeeDee Lamb who body language just deteriorates in big moments when the quarterback don't show up. CeeDee Lamb is like, oh, God.
All right, so here's what I got right here. Because I'm glad I pulled this up, you know. I wanted to because I want to get to you guys on this right here. And bear with me. Here's what they was doing when they got. Okay, play the audio. Hold on. Yeah, okay, play the audio. But my guy Dre had the best response ever. The Eagle fans, when Howie gave up a 3rd round draft pick for Jahan Dotson, but when they were trying to tell the Cowboy fans to not overreact or not react for Pickens for a 3rd round draft pick, who's better, Jahan Dotson or George Pickens? I need to know, man, because at the end of the day, you know, that was what they was doing. They got Jahan Dotson. Oh man, you know, the trifecta. You know, oh my goodness, I can't wait for Super Friends. I can't wait to Super Friends. Yes, indeed, I can't wait to get on there because last year I wasn't on there for the start of the year. Boy, they done ran up them crazy folks of talking boldly too much. I'm talking about the Eagles community, the Washington, and the Giants. So I need to come in there to really
Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here.
Yeah.
Or should I say,
I am.
Yeah,
it's back, you know. So with that being said, y'all let me know when the press conference is on. It's supposed to be on today. They said 2:30. I doubt if it's going to be 2:30 now. He might have a late plane or something, you know. Yeah. So yes, Eagles fans try to say, yeah, he won a bowl. So did Kenny Pickett. Yeah. Dotson is trash to me. It's from JB Cowboys. I feel you. The inedible. You know, yes, it's exactly what we are over here. But to give light to it, let's listen to my guy. He prompted the details of Pickens being traded. It is important to fully understand what went right, what went wrong with Pickens and the
I would say is yes.
Pittsburgh.
That things weren't always perfect between the Steelers and George Pickens. Now, one thing for background that you should know here is that Mike Tomlin has always been the best at managing personalities and being able to work with whoever the personnel department hands him. So whether it's a guy with a great personality, a tough personality, whether it's an energetic guy, a guy who needs a kick in the ass, he's always been great at figuring out what his.
Now, I like Tomlin. He don't run away from coaching. I hear all of that. And I heard Ryan's Clark take on that or what have you. And it was kind of wee-woo-ish. Shout out to Ryan Clark, though. But, you know, he throw rocks and hide sometimes. But I'm going to say this, though. What's his name? Claypool or Chase Pool or whatever his name. Didn't he play for the Steelers? Right? It seems as if, though, Tomlin getting a lot of credit, though, but, you know, nobody giving him a little blame here. And I ain't trying to knock down a brother, but I'm just saying he getting a lot of little credit for things. But it seems as if, though, his style and his way of coaching sometimes do rub players off the wrong way, and they don't generate anything. Yeah. Chase Claypool. I call that man Chase Pool. Yeah. Chase Claypool. Wasn't he there? You know, and we go down the whole list of a whole bunch of other wide receivers that were there, you know. So at this point, It could be Pittsburgh in general, man. Nobody probably like that city, man. You know, that city probably be terrible. You know, the entertainment life and night style is just night lifestyle is just ain't appeasing to most people.
His players need and how to manage all of them. So I always cast a skeptical eye to the
C-spool,
player
y'all crazy.
that no longer works in Pittsburgh. And we've seen it the last few years, the receiver position in particular. They know when to cut bait on guys. And this applies to guys like Martavius Bryant, Juju Smith-Schuster.
I forgot Martavius Bryant was there too. Juju Smith-Schuster doing TikTok and stuff. Man, boy, they dysfunctional. You know, it just hit me that y'all been talking about my Cowboys. They dysfunctional. Them Steelers. And I'm surprised that Stephen A. Smith, him and all of his forehead, he ain't been talking about the team because that's supposed to be his team. He's supposed to be a Steelers fan. They are the dysfunctional. What can go wrong will go wrong. You know, can't win it in the postseason. They are dysfunctional, you know. Yeah. Hey, yo, Law, this is from my girl Angie. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support.
Understand the cost that is involved.
Appreciate you. Hey, yo, Law, in your opinion, who do you think ideal it was for Jerry or Steven or Shotty to get an all-black forces to match all-white forces? Do they have that? Do they have that all-black forces to match the all-white forces? Do they have that? I don't know. Shoot. Stop talking about the 757, brother. Mike Topley. Shout out to him, man. You know, at the end of the day, Stephen A. Smith need to be talking about them Steelers, man. You know, we get all of the blame. You know, we even make it to the postseason last year, and somehow we get all of the blame. You know, Stephen A. Smith just hate that we got Pickens. I haven't even heard his take on that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You know, Chase Claypool, certainly, Antonio Brown, most famously. And so one of the reasons they've been able to build up the roster that they've been able to build up over the years, and they've generally been one of the more talented teams in football, is because they can cast a wider net, because Mike Tomlin doesn't need a certain personality to work with. He can work with all kinds of people. He's one of the best people person in the league. And again, that shows up in the way that they're able to procure talent. So that's number one. That's an important background piece to all of this. Now, as for Pickens specifically, I don't think that this is a bad guy. I think, in fact, most Steelers people would tell you they think he's a good-hearted guy. But
listen properly.
It does take a lot of work to keep the train on the tracks. And that's something that the Steelers experienced over the last 3 years. They wouldn't be walking away for
Darren Posey, $5. Law, didn't they have a James Washington?
Yeah, they did have a James Washington. Hey, you got to say it all the way out, you know. Yeah. And Sadiq, appreciate you so much for your support. Let me find out, you know, Tommy Yarish is reporting something over here. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if this is updated here, because I still haven't seen any press conferences stuff right now, unless they're doing a private presser, unless they're doing a private presser conference and these sorts of things. But okay, I don't see it here on my end, but we got the super chat. Appreciate you so much, Sadiq. Thank you. Let the AI speak.
Sidika Charles, $10. Law, I love this Pickens trade. I am here to admit, I judge Pickens wrongly. I had to go and see films on him. He is just passionate about winning. He is not a toxic person. He just wants to win.
Yeah, I mean, you know, passion and these sorts of things going to always arrive in a weird way, you know. Angie says, Law, you showing your age, Law. CD is an all-white forces and Pickens is the all-black forces. Now let me go back into the shadows of the realms. Okay. Yeah. I'm saying that, you know, with that being said, he should be wearing the all-white forces. Yeah. Because Lamb is a little bit more finessey, you know, and George is more of an aggressions. Like he'll fight somebody, you know. He ain't gonna get pushed in the back, right? Lamb gonna let somebody push him in the back, you know. and that's going to have to change. Now, if I get a chance to talk to Lamb, I'm like, man, don't let nobody put their hands on you ever again, because they get away with it once, they're going to try to get away with it twice, and they push you in the back, they might be seeking to do something else, Yeah. But this was the update. It states here, shout out to my guy Cowboys 4K. He states that George Pickens on being traded, it was like my old draft reaction. I found out when everyone else found out. I feel great. I like the mojo here. I like the swag. There's a lot of new players I've been meeting. I feel like I have a good thing going for sure. Tommy Yarish. Yeah, and that's what's going on. This is going to be fun. So that's what his quote. I'm looking for the video. I like to read and everything, You should read a couple of pages a day, Some people should read a couple of books. But at the end of the day, I want to see the video. Where the video at? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. So y'all let me know if y'all can find the video if y'all out here. Come on with it. That's Tommy Yarish right here. But shout out to him on that piece right there, and we waiting to seeing what time they're going to do this press conference.
From George Pickens, if that wasn't the case. And really what it comes down to, and what it has come down to over the years, is George Pickens dealing with his frustration, his consistency on the field. Sometimes his frustration with the direction of the offense or his role in it has led.
Let me pause it right quick. Shout out to Eric, man. Please don't block him. He's one of the OGs for the Eagles community. Yeah, we do have a lot of work to do. My thing is, Eric, all teams got a lot of work to do. It's a year-to-year league. Hero 1 week, 0 the next week. And people can catch up on you real closely. Can't be complacent. Cowboys been complacent for 30 years and 30 seasons, and no one caught us yet. You know what I'm saying? Giants are close. Y'all got a long way to go. But, it's kind of like they say, it's weird at the top of things. Here's what I got right here with the whole ideology of what I'm hoping. This is my hope right here. Sometimes you just don't be enthused to play for a team, right? Sometimes you don't be enthused to play for a team, meaning that who remember Randy Moss when he played for the Raiders? Who remember that? Who remember Randy Moss when he played for the Raiders? he wasn't really good for the Raiders. And it looked like one of those, hey, Bill Belichick used a cheat code to get him. The cheat code being, dare I say, picking him up for dog water and getting him over to the Patriots, and they almost went damn near undefeated. Yeah. Angie says, let me rephrase the question, Law. And here we go. Law, do you think it was Jerry Onshadi ideal to get Pickens to pair with CD? I think that what happened here ultimately, and this is just a hunch for me. I think ultimately David Mulugeta, being a Cowboy fan, right, growing up in the heart of Dallas, growing up doing his thing in Dallas, considered already conversations with Michael Parsons and a few other players that he represents, athlete first and beyond, right? I think that this power play was more of David Mulugeta, who knew the frustrations of his client, playing with DK Metcalf, not getting the spotlight, and going into another year without a legitimate quarterback, because they got Will Howard, knowing that there's going to be some growing pains. That this was a flat out solid that he called. He made the conversations. Mike Tomlin did all what he can do for Pickens, right? Like they said, he's not a cancer in the locker room, right? That's the brush that everybody painting him with, which is okay, right? We need villains anyway, right? Should be the hero long enough, you become a villain too, right? So when you start to think of it all together, I think that this was more of an agent play, right? And the Cowboys, with the direct need at a wide receiver too, why not?
Eric, Old Head Young Bull, Stewart, $19.99.
Oh, I can respect that. Thank you so much for your support. Eric, old head. Okay. Who's grateful? Appreciate you. Lecrae was first to do with the white versus black forces, DC for life, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. I need to look up Lecrae. I haven't listened to his music, but shout out to him.
To inconsistency on the field in route running or drops. This is a guy who is supremely talented, and on talent alone, if he was healthy, and he wasn't healthy going into the draft, but if he was healthy, he didn't have any character issues. Like, this is a guy who would have been a top 5 pick. Like, is that sort of talent? In fact, if you want to go back 5 or 6 years, when we were doing predictions on what was going to happen in the next decade at the start of this decade, I think I picked George Pickens to be the leading receiver for the decade. It was something like that because he was that big a talent at the University of Georgia. But this sort of stuff has always held him back. So now the question for the Cowboys becomes, can we bring him in and manage his personality? And it's going to be up to a lot of people. Brian Schottenheimer, first and foremost, is a first-year head coach building the right sort of culture that's going to be able to work with a guy like this. And then I think, you go down to the assistant coaches and then the people in the receiver room. What's his relationship going to be like with CeeDee Lamb, especially in a year where George Pickens is playing for a new contract, is playing for life-changing money. So it's going to be easy for everybody to get along in May and June.
Batman is
October,
actually
November.
He breaks.
What happens if you go through 3 or 4 weeks where he catches a total of 10 balls? Is that going to be a problem? These are the sorts of things you got to keep an eye on. Like, again, I don't think George Pickens is a bad-hearted guy, but these are things that have followed him, and it's why he's available right now. It's why he hasn't been paid to his talent. It's why he wasn't drafted in the first place to his talent. So, again, this is something that I think you go in with an open mind and how this is going to turn out in Dallas, but you have the knowledge of everything that's happened before and what it's going to take, again, to keep that train on the track.
They got to be live somewhere. I'm getting all of these quotes, man. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. Somebody got to be live. Y'all check to see whether or not 105.3. Let me go to 105.3, the Fan. They got the presser going somewhere, and I'm hearing all of these quotes. Hold on. Give me 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second. They got to be live somewhere. We might hear a commercial or something. Yeah, let me give 2, 3, 1. Skip ad.
Are not, and the Tigers are leading 7-0 through 2 innings.
Wow. No, they talking about Tigers, so that must be baseball. Let me go to their Cowboys.com. Let me go to YouTube and see if because somebody got to be. Yeah, somebody. I'm hearing all of these quotes. I've got a quote from John Machota on the thing with I want to say with Pickens. So let me see if they live somewhere. Angie says, thank you for answering my question for the 3rd time. By the way, I'm a white Air Force person kind of girl. CD can get it. You had me saying it. God dog.
Damn! And they understand the cost
that is involved. Appreciate you so much for your support. All right, let me type in Cowboys.com. Hold on, y'all bear with me. Right, bear with me, because they got to be somebody got to be talking about this presser. They said 2:30, unless it's a private presser, right? And we can't get into details of it and these sorts of things. Okay, I don't see it. Maybe it is for what it is, and I can't get to it for some reason. All right, so maybe close the doors. Close the doors. Here's what we got right here, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening. Let's listen to the take of what to expect from him. And this is from Brian Broaddus.
Right?
Yeah.
You know that metrics. Do you have metrics numbers for this guy?
Yeah, we know he's a down.
And I'll hit you a scouting report right after the metrics.
It's a conference call, I guess.
A stable
private conference call.
For receiving for George Pickens. And the thing that jumps out the most is 88th percentile average depth of target. He's a guy that pushes the ball down the field. So that is a great element to this whole situation that this Cowboys offense needed. Now, overall receiving grade, 73rd percentile. Receiving grade versus single coverage, 73rd percentile. He's 39 in the percentile when it comes to versus zone and underneath stuff. Mm-hmm. His separation's not very good, very low percentile there in terms of separation, but his yards per route run and his average depth of target are both very, very impressive when it comes to where he ranks across the league. His yak, just under 50% in terms of the percentile.
Yeah.
So he's not the CD, like CD Lamb's a top 10 yak guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's not that.
This guy
down the field, he's the man.
Yeah. Okay.
He does his best work when the ball's in the air.
I think you're going to, but when you watch him, it's this is where maybe I disagree with Pro Football Focus a little bit, because I could pull these plays up for you, him run after catch, and he's like bouncing off dudes. You know, like it's like
I think he's capable. 50th percentile. Like you're pretty average
maybe a little
at
bit better at that. Man, to me, I just saw a guy, when you throw him the ball, it seemed like that he was fighting for every single yard he could get out of the play.
Right.
So I was encouraged by that. All right, the George Pickens scouting report.
Let's listen.
I watched every throw to him this morning.
For breakfast.
Actually, about 6:20 this morning I did this.
You're an animal.
But then I had to share with you, by the way, we have Love of the Star podcast. It's up on your Odyssey podcast.
That's true.
It's up right now. Eric and I did when we talked about George Pickens. Give it a listen after our show today.
It's worth your time.
Yeah, it's worth.
Here it is right here, far as what George Pickens had to say here, and we'll be bouncing back and forth. Unfortunately, they're gonna private this one, and then they're gonna release the video later. So look for around, I'll say 4:00, and then we will have the Cowboys Collective later on tonight, and we can be able to dive upon these type of things. All right, so here we go. George Pickens on Mike Tomlin saying last season he needed to grow up, just taking one day at a time. I feel like everybody in the world is working on growing, on their bettering or of themselves. I feel like growth for me is taking a great directions in me coming to Dallas. Okay, so basically what he's saying or lamenting here is that growth will happen. I just got to get out of the environment that I'm in. You know, a shark will only grow to the length of the tank that he's in, right? And sometimes people can get pet sharks and they put them in these little small fish bowls. Shark never becomes the great shark that he can become. So not saying that Pittsburgh is a small bowl, but what I'm getting at is that Pittsburgh is an area that you can look at and say, all right, they didn't have growth as it relates to their quarterback there. The running back, Najee Harris, wasn't really somebody that you can walk around and say, okay, this is what we bringing in for that too. The offense been pretty much mediocre, right? So now you go to a team, and I'm not saying that our offense is just so much better, but our offense is so much better, basically. And now you get to see the fullness of Pickens, because he don't have to be the star here, right? We already got that. But from him being the star over there in Steelers land, right? And now he comes here, instead of him being the number one wide receiver, he's still the number one, but he be with a B behind his, you know. And he can give you those things. So that's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm reading it.
Worth your time. But we went into it pretty in depth. All right. This guy is really an emotional, fiery competitor. He will be very physical fighting off the line. He tends to push off in order to create space in route. Mm-hmm. He catches the ball, I think, very well away from his body. He could really snatch the ball. I mean, when it's in front of him or behind him, above his head, on the ground, I mean, it is like he takes it in and then he's like pulling it away from a defender. So these defenders don't have the opportunity to knock it out of his hands.
Right.
He's going to make sure that he secures it and then gets it and gets what he needs to do. He'll line up in the slot on third down. They played a lot of bunch formation with this group. He went bunch formation, slot, motion, and then they throw him the ball in the flat on third down. You know, like he's able to kind of get up the field, get outside the out routes, things like that. They throw him the ball, secure a catch, get out of bounds, first down.
Outside the numbers, that's where he's gonna flourish.
He's a star when it comes to that.
And Lamb dominates everywhere, but especially over the middle of the field.
Right.
And then you have the complement here with George. I think it's a fantastic duo.
Okay.
No doubt. So those are the things that he will be able to bring. All right. So while we doing that, Cowboy Nation, go get Breece Hall. F it. This is from Ace Boogie. They are still in communications with the Jets, so that deal could happen anywhere between now and after they review all of the players that's already here. What we can't do is go and get all of the players and then say, okay, let's review these players. You still got to see what Javonte Williams looked like. Keep in mind, Breece Hall is not like he's a healthy guy all the time, right? And you still got to see what you got. And on top of that, you got the similar conversations with Miles Sanders, right? Because now you got to understand that even with him into the place of a plan, you got to see what you got. But will Breece on paper look better, or will Chubb look better? Yeah, those are options that you can take a look at. And the Cowboys are trying their best to figure out ways if they can figure out how to get a person like a Breece Hall or, dare I say, a Nick Chubb. So those are things that they are still battling with right now at this moment. Before we cut away to our break, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Yo, if you serious about gaming, you need to check out the Turtle Beach Self 700. The headset is built for power, comfort, the hybrid leather cushion, metal reinforced design, the clean, lay flat look that made to last, the real magic, the dual driver that give you high definition 24-bit audio sound. That crisp, that footsteps, clean shot, 3D sound that put you in the game. And switching device easy. You can bounce between PC, PlayStation, and even your phone with Bluetooth. Thanks to crossplay, noise cancellation, giving you crisp, crystal clear, zero static sound. Game smarter, play louder, dominate everything. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it. Yes, indeed, that's a Self 700, man. I appreciate you guys. Be sure to check them out. Over the ears and the audio, 3D sound is, and the bass is very much so there, and crystal sounds will be something that you can really hear when you playing those individual gaming sports in need. So, and if you play one of those scary games, you know, hearing that rattling, you can hear the footsteps, man. Your heart start beating fast and all of those things. Yeah. Hey, I still got Nintendo, so, and we got the Atari too. So don't hate on the old school, you know. Shoot, I'm mid-40s, so hey, we don't play with all of the new things over here. But you don't have to use these headsets only for gaming. They also have great sound. So if you got your podcast and you want to listen to that type of stuff and walk around, especially if you're in the gym, you don't want people to run up on you. You know how people run up on you? You can have these on your head, and you can continue to work out and don't have to worry about people all in your face. You can be like, hey, I'm working out right now. I got the headset on. Turtle Beach, man, Self 700. Y'all be sure to check them out. All right, so with that being said, there are more and more updates, man, with my guy, and they're getting funneled down to me from all of the people, and I love it. All right, so this is the other update. He says here, and I'm going to quote, unquote, bear with me, Cowboy Nation. It states here, Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens on how he could complement CeeDee Lamb. Schematically speaking, you can't double everybody, scheme-wise, right? It will be good for me and him. So, think about it. Most teams only got one good DB that can cover and hit. Some can cover, some can't hit, some can hit and can't cover, give or take. So who you going to choose to double? So he said this will complement both of us. I like the idea that he's coming in here not as a subservient, right? He's saying, hey, I'm 1-2. I'm 1-2. I'm 1A or 1B, depending on the game and the situation. You got some DBs that can travel. You got some DBs that can play down inside the slot, right, or a nickel corner, right? You got some DBs that can only be physical. So it's depending on the body type that you're going up against. So now that you got that going on for you, hey, pick your poison. This is a win-win for us, Cowboy Nation. But, feel how you feel. But I feel like the Cowboys are operating in a good situation with these two tandems here, because now you got to really pick out who you want to go up against and who you want to fight for that spot right here.
What's going on, Clarence? What's going on?
Well, Jerry's finally all in. After not giving Mike McCarthy any help in his last season, he's finally all in. And here's a guy that wouldn't call Derrick Henry when Derrick Henry wanted to come to Dallas and play for the Cowboys. They didn't have the money or whatever else, the pie. It didn't fit right. But now they're finally all in, trying to put a winner on the field. They needed a receiver. They targeted a receiver in the draft. Well, actually, they needed a receiver for the last couple of years to play opposite CeeDee Lamb. But they tried to get Tedero McMillan in the draft. They tried to make trades before the draft. They couldn't get it done. But Jerry said he wasn't done trying to improve the position, and he did it with this trade with Pittsburgh for George Pickens after the draft.
Okay, so what you're saying is, what was this? One of the trades that Jerry was teasing prior to the draft that was something substantive that he was working on? Was this it?
Yes. This is something that they had discussed prior to the draft. And then, obviously they had targeted Ted. And when that didn't, when Ted went to Carolina and they took Booker, and they didn't take another receiver in the draft, and they went back to work looking to add to their weaponry, give Dak another weapon. And, he talked about wanting to make the offense Dak friendly. And they needed to have a viable opposite weapon next to CeeDee Lamb, because there's been CeeDee Lamb and a bunch of maybes for the last couple of years. Ever since they let Amari Cooper walk, they really haven't had a viable number 2 receiver.
So, listen, he couldn't be more talented, this kid, obviously, Clarence. You've seen him play just like I have. I'm sure you've heard what's coming out of Pittsburgh just like I have as well. There's a reason why somebody this talented in his last year of his contract was flipped out of town by the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are trying to at least roll out some sort of highly skilled weaponry red carpet for Aaron Rodgers as he's going through whatever he needs to go through to say yes to them. There's a reason why George Pickens was available for what Dallas gave up for him. Is there any concern in Dallas about that at all?
I mean, you have to come in with your eyes wide open.
Right.
There's no question about that. Everybody knows his history. I mean, it's very public. Everybody knows Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin has done a good job managing personalities, and then when he lets you go, they're a real problem. You can look at all the guys that have left and how they've acted out and done things. But understand this: this is the Cowboy team that invested in Dak Prescott. This is not a team that's trying to rebuild. They're trying to win now. You're paying Dak Prescott $60 million. You're paying CeeDee Lamb, $32 million. You need to try to win now. They're getting ready to give Micah Parsons the richest contract in sport, richest non-quarterback contract, When you're putting that kind of money invested in these teams, in these players, It's about winning now, and it's not about, they've got a history of shopping at the bargain basement of free agents and really not spending money on outside free agents. But it's time for them to take a chance. I talked earlier about them not going after but Derrick Henry last year. They do a good job in drafting, but they need to supplement what they do in the draft by bringing playmakers in other ways, via trade, via free agency. They have to try to win now. In an offseason, you got rid of Mike McCarthy. Remember, you go 7-10, you get rid of Mike McCarthy. And listen, we love Brian Schottenheimer, but it's not a sexy hire.
All right, so my guy spit some truth here. Here's my thoughts on the not willingness to pull the trigger for Mike McCarthy. I think that the trash can of junk was too smelly for the Joneses to keep around with Mike McCarthy, knowing that if we change this trash can out now and he started to win, and this is the crazy thing, this is what we all been talking about for many of years, the politics sides of it. Once they out on you, they out on you. They really were out on Mike McCarthy to a degree, and I don't give a dog of how much they say, man, we really wanted him to stay. But they probably popped champagne bottles once he left up out of there. He was too lethargic. You can't tell me that you wanted him to stay, but your actions didn't support those things that you saying that you wanted him to stay. They waited to the last minute, the last hour to pay the quarterback, right? They let this doggone wide receiver hold out for the majority of the offseason, and they didn't add anything to, and they sold the entire fan base that Jalen Tolbert could be your possible number one wide receiver. Jalen Tolbert could be the person that make people say CD who, right? And that was a major problem going into last year, already waving the white flag before you get things going because you didn't have the gonads enough to go fire Mike McCarthy after the Green Bay Packer game. You just literally made the man roadkill, and you was too scared of putting more and more pieces, more and more resources around him. Because if he had those things, he probably would have made it to the postseason again. Right? We were only 1 or 2 games away from going to the postseason last year. As horrid last season was, y'all. If a Warrior, or however you say that man's name, if he don't touch that ball, we beat Cincinnati. That's crazy.
What can you sell the fan base? Dak is back, but what can you sell the fan base? You have to sell hope to the fan base that you're trying to win. You know, you got to do more than sell tours. You got to sell winning. You know, it's time to quit selling tours and sell winning out there, and it shows you that they're trying to win.
Clarence, I'm very happy about this trade, you know, but of course you have the naysayers online who want to make fun that we did nothing the previous offseason. Now we make a big move, and now it's like, oh, well, he's a malcontent. He's this, that, and the third. What would you say to those people?
You can't have a room full of choir boys, okay? You know, this is the NFL. It's a violent game. I remember Michael Irvin walking to the locker room, and we know Michael Irvin's history with those championship Cowboys. Said it's too many nice guys, and we need some edgy players.
Yeah,
okay?
Some dogs.
And you got, you know, great character guys in Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb as a guy, but you need somebody with some dog in you too. You need some players that got that dog in them, and you know, obviously you got to be able to control him. He has to learn to control his emotion. Immaturity has been more of his issue. He's not a bad guy off the field. He's not. You know, you don't have to worry about him getting in trouble.
And that's right, Keith.
Like
appreciate you.
Gets emotional on the field, but you need somebody with that dog in him to really help put you over the top. And this is again, we're talking about a big time playmaker. If he didn't have those,
let him know. Ain't it something? I mean, the right smooth. Yeah, let him. They said no. You know, you need the J. Cole. You know, some of the women, they know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You need he ain't gonna run his mouth. You know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah. Y'all can finish the rest of the song lyrics right there. Yeah. That J. Cole was going crazy on that one song. You know. Yeah, so he gonna put you out. Yeah, so big is like a foot up in your mouth, you know. Come on with it.
He would have won in the first round.
Come on.
Coming out of Georgia. If you look at his career at Georgia, he was definitely one of the top receivers in that draft, one of the top receivers in college football. Look what he's done at Pittsburgh with some bums at quarterback. Look at the production he's had at Pittsburgh with some outright bums at quarterback. And without due respect. But you know, he hasn't had a top quarterback. Going back to Georgia, he hasn't had a top quarterback. Dak Prescott's been the best quarterback he's ever played for. Mm-hmm. He's excited to play with Dak Prescott. One thing of note, he's in the last year of his contract. Mm-hmm. He's not forcing the Cowboys. One thing, he wanted an extension in Pittsburgh, but he's not forcing the Cowboys or even looking to get an extension. He wants to prove that he's a big-time playmaker so he can get paid in the offseason. So you have that carrot, that motivating carrot of a contract and life-changing money out there for him. So that should help him be better in Dallas emotionally and off the field. And maybe he was in Pittsburgh, obviously being around Dak and some of those other guys that they have, but that carrot of the contract is what they're also betting on.
Well, I mean, two things. First, Clarence, not to tell you, you know, what to say or how to say it, but you can't call somebody a bum not once but twice and then say with all due respect.
Yes, I know. You know, I got that from Keyshawn Johnson.
You gotta lead with the all due respect.
I know.
Call somebody a bum twice. You called them bums twice.
Yeah.
You went with one hand and you went with the other hand.
Blame Keyshawn. I got that from Keyshawn because you're a Jets guy, right?
Yeah, Clarence.
Yeah, blame Keyshawn. He said, "Man, I played with some bums." He said, "I'm not Bugs Bunny. I can't throw it and catch it too." That's a Keyshawn line when he came to Dallas, and so I got that from Keyshawn.
I thought that was a Giselle line.
Keyshawn line.
Giselle got it from Keyshawn.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Without the all due respect either. So I guess I should give you at least that. You did say with all due respect, although belatedly.
Yes, indeed. So that's my guy right there, Clarence, man. Chill, and I appreciate him for all the hard work that he puts out there for the nation. All right. So with that being said, yeah. Still laughing. Give me the damn ball. That's Toxic Tom. Yes, indeed. So with that being said, it's 3:15. Yes, indeed. Let's go. And look, Gary says, lawyer friend boss wanted Keenan Allen. He was hating last night. He was trying to play it off. I heard it in his voice. Keenan Allen is cool, but he's 33. I think this kid is 24, right? And this is not the first time that the Cowboys going to try to get younger at a spot. Potentially, at this point, Pickens got more upside than Keenan Allen, right? And I get it. I understand with routes and stuff like that. But there are things that if I pull this up, you're not going to get this from Keenan Allen, and that's just the reality of it. I like Boss's take on the Keenan Allen thing, and I get it, but he will be another choir boy, right? He'll be another guy that's going to come in and exhibit some leadership. I get all of that, but at the end of the day, we're going to need some aggressions, and we're going to need somebody that can play a little bit longer, right? Than a Keenan Allen. We got to build something, and we got to be able to do that. And when we start talking about this, I know the need to understand that we need veteran leaderships here. But at the end of the day, what are we doing this for, right? What are we doing this for? We're trying to win games now, and I get it. Allen, let me see, pull this up again. Keenan Allen. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm pull this up again. And I'm going to pull up. Bear with me. We building the plane as we fly. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in. Do me a huge, huge favor. Hit that like button. Share this content, okay? All right. And we're going to pull up Pickens, who's now on the Cowboys. And give me 1 second. Yeah. Give me 1 second. We're gonna pull this up together. We're going to walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. All right, so we're going to pull up Keenan Allen, 6'2", 211, 12 years of experiences here. Yeah, we go to the injury history. We're going to see dots all over it, man, and then we see red, chances of injuries, 2025, chances of injuries per game, 7.8, projected to miss about 3 to 4 games. We don't need that, man. We don't need that. And I get it, man. I want Allen too. I want Amari Cooper. But the youth is where it's at, and he's been nicked up, but not as much. So the chances of him winning projected to miss 1 game or 2 games if you round up 1.6. So if you're looking at this like as an analysis between the two, give me the one that got the less mileage on it, man. Give me, that old car, that antique car may be good for what it can do to get you, some people got the cars like that right now. I don't trust this car to go out of town in, but I'll trust this car to go right down the street to come back. Right? So I need something that I can hold on to a little bit longer, right? That I can say, this week, I know for sure that George will be here. I can't say that with my guy Keenan Allen, and that just the other part of it. And he's going to be a guy that got to get acclimated back to Dallas or what have you, or acclimated with the city. And you talking about moving his family there for 1 year. Whereas George, he can get into this city in this Dallas and say, okay, I'm willing to do a 3 to 4 year contract now that I got my people all here and these sorts of things. But not everybody want that far as Keenan Allen, because you know for sure it's going to be a 1 year deal. And if Keenan's still free, you can still get him. The offseason is long. Yeah, you get you the YN. I see you, Jay Lombardi. Get you the YN and versus the ON, you know. The YN versus the ON, you know. Y'all crazy as cat hair. So, yeah. So, you go young. You know, just don't go the Shannon Sharp route. You don't go too young. I had to throw some jabs at Shannon. Oh, boy. Yeah. Shannon go way young, but y'all get what I'm saying. All right, please, y'all hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to the Cowboys Sports Talk. Now, if you're driving and if you've been in a wreck, I'm going to tell you who you need to reach out to.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. Please reach out to our partners, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. They would take great care of you, not advantages of you. And even if you find yourself into this particular situation, please reach out to our people, man. I can't say this and stress this out enough. Why fight your own battles when you get somebody else to fight for you? That's the good thing. Let me see if I can pull this around, because shout out to Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. Let's see if we can get this going the best way possible. Appreciate y'all so much. Love y'all to the stars, the moons, and back. Let's see if we can do this on the fly. Come on with it, baby. Shoot, we did it. We did it. Mama, we did it. There we go.
I just got rear-ended. Should I call the insurance company?
It's always best to call Frenkel and Frenkel before dealing with the insurance company.
Okay, but I don't think I can afford a lawyer.
Don't worry. You don't pay Frenkel and Frenkel anything up front. No hidden fees, no surprises.
Oh, thank you. I feel so overwhelmed right now.
Before you call the insurance company, call Frenkel first. Frenkel and Frenkel. That's 214 or 817 in all threes.
It starts from the first
Call
phone
my
call.
phone.
Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out.
Come on with it, y'all see it. Come on with it. Yeah, that's 657-390-7391. Call Frenkel first, man. Yeah. Shout out to y'all. Chubb's not coming is confirmed. I feel you on that one, bro. I believe you 1,000% right. Cowboy Nation. It's 3 Frenkels, you know. Now, come on. It is law. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. And speaking of the hotline, I got the VIP on the line. You're live from the 860. Talk to me, man.
Lord, hold on, Lord. Let me get situated, Lord.
Yeah.
Because, Lord, yesterday, I know I get in my emotions, Lord, but I forgot to do something, Lord, so I got to put it out there. Because I'm a grown man, so I want to apologize to the Joneses, Lord. Not to the Slurpee, but to the Joneses, Lord. I know I've been critical. I've been on their neck. They've been parking lot pimping. Lord.
Yeah.
Is this their version of all in law? Am I witnessing all in law?
Yeah, this is more than a tip. You know, this the shaft of it, all of it. You know, yeah, this ain't no. Last year they said they were gonna do it. They didn't do nothing, man. They was just looking at it, man. So yeah, this is all in right now, bro. Yeah, this is more than Eric Kendricks.
This is the long stroke, in-law. I like this, the long stroke. Angie like that. Angie like the long stroke. I know she like that.
Hey, and there go my sponsors right there. Now this episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. Come on with it.
Hey, Lord, I want to clarify something.
Yeah.
We're giving Shay a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
But do you know Bill Belichick's girl? His shorty's only like 24. Oh, boy.
I know, man.
If we giving Shay that smoke, let's give that smoke to Bill Belichick, because he was just on a podcast and his shorty was answering 90% of the questions.
Wow.
So keep that same energy, Law, that we got for Chase.
All right.
Same energy for Mr. Belichick.
Man, I got to circle back. Now I got to give energy back to R. Kelly, because I heard Portia coming out with a book, a tell-it-all book. She been trapped up in a dungeon for 20 years. Man, everybody just getting sniped, man. Smokey Robinson, man, it's a crazy world, man.
Smokey getting sniped.
Yeah. So, man, I don't know, man. Shoot, I'm gonna leave it alone, you know.
But Lord, as I pivot, let's pivot out of this, Lord, because it is Mother's Day, my matriarch's day. If you don't know, yesterday, I'm a carpenter along with everything else, Lord. So I appreciate, Lord, I'm this close to ironing out an iHeart Black Effect podcast deal, but we'll talk about that between you and I, Lord. But I appreciate the love you show me, Lord. But right now, I'm in the process of building my mom's a walk-in closet for Mother's Day.
Oh, wow.
I asked her what she wanted for Mother's Day. She's like, I don't want to go nowhere, love. This is what I want for me. I don't want a deck. Last year, I gave her a deck. This year, she wants a walk-in closet. So when I said I'll meet you in the closet, my closet ain't like the regular closet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I know Slurpee gets all slurpified.
Riggs!
He's that's not that type of closet.
Oh my God.
Lord.
Yeah.
I gotta clarify some things, Lord. I know Slurpee gets beside himself, Lord. He gets all animated and he missed the big picture. I said, just meet me. He think about the closet. Bro, we can meet in the backyard. We can meet anywhere, B. I just want to clear some things up with you, Slurp, because you've been gunning for my quarterback. You've been slurping on my quarterback. My quarterback is here for the next 4 years.
No doubt, man.
Slurp, you either take a vacation or get off my quarterback. Because my quarterback right now, I'm throwing this in the air. My quarterback will be in the MVP. He will be top 3 in the MVP run this year. I predict we will have 2,000-yard receivers and Rookie of the Year.
Man, come on with it, man. I appreciate you for calling in, fam. What else you got to say before I let you go?
Well, I'm going to end it with this. I will be pulling up in Dallas. So if Slurpee, you can look, I will buy your ticket to Dallas the last week of August. I'll be pulling up on live on Law Nation. I'll be going live with Law so we can come on, Law. But Law, I will pay for his ticket, Law.
Wow, man. No, just give it to me, man. I'm just playing with you, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for calling in. Man, let me hear you say it, bro.
Damn, Cowboys. I'm in the killer, but don't push me, Slurpee. We going to the bowl, baby.
Yes, indeed. And tell Kendra I said hi, man. I seen you on the show, man.
Yeah, I got you.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah. Kendra Cam. All right, I got TJ from the 804, then we have the 201, and then we had the 215. All right, TJ 804, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. One call, that's all. Call Frenkel first. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. And remember, you're listening. Oh, TJ. Well, TJ, you there?
Hey, Brother Law.
Hey, what's going on, bro? What's going on with you, man?
Sorry, brother. The kids that got on. I'm good.
Well, I'm glad the kids got a hold to you. They didn't hear that conversation me and VIP was having. Daddy, what's the tip? But what's good, bro? What you going on?
Ain't not much, man. I don't have much today. Just I'm happy that we got wide receiver 2 out of the way. I guess now my only concern is I've been hearing a lot of, Dak doesn't have any excuses now. He got a weapon. I don't want us to kind of relax now and kind of revert back into now the season and the future is on, Dak's responsibility solely. I still think the front office needs, they have some more work to do. We still have flashing red lights at DT, cornerback, and linebacker. So, I think we have enough on offense, I think, to manage and to be effective now that, the workload isn't all on me. But I would be very happy if they would kind of turn their attention to the other side of the ball now and kind of bring in some veterans to shore up that side.
Yes, indeed. TJ, where you at, man? Where you at, bro? You in the restroom, bro?
Yeah, man, I had to go hide out. They were coming running in with the daddy stuff, man. So I had to go hide out from them.
No doubt, TJ, man. I appreciate you, man. You right, man. You right, man.
Yeah.
But all right, bro. No doubt, man. You right, man. Appreciate you, TJ. Thank you for calling in. Yeah, good call.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them? Lord, you burned up, man. Why you press that button on that, man? My bad, TJ. I had to do it against you, man. I had to do it. Bro. I the immaturity in me, man. So if y'all ever in the bathroom and you call in, I'm gonna press that drop break. All right, man. I'm wild with it, man. All right, man. 100 grand. You're live on the nation, man. Please don't be in the restroom, man.
You messy, man. I keep telling everybody, man. Lord messy, man. Tell it, yo. Lord got no filter, man. The show be going left.
Are you shitting me?
Lord do it every time.
Hey, man, it's the only way to keep me young, man. And I hope TJ don't take no offense to it, man. I just had to do it. But he has some good points, man. He got the kids, man. I be sometimes in the bathroom when my little ones real little, man, and they attracted and they attack me everywhere I go, bro. And I go in the restroom and I just see little hands up under the door, man, like, hey, daddy. And I'm like, don't they smell that? Why they can't give me peace, man? They will find out where you at, bro, when you got little ones, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
I ain't got no little one, but I got a niece and a nephew.
Yeah.
So I know how it goes. Especially the niece. Especially the girls.
The girls, yeah. You just see little hands up under the door. Daddy, what you doing in there? That's the only place you can be to yourself, man. But TJ said, give me 5 minutes, man. But what you got for me today, man?
All I ask. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me?
All right, man. What you got, man? What you got, man?
Look. Listen, man. What you think about us trying to go get Clowney, man, for some death?
Wait, we still looking?
I said, what you think about it?
Oh.
I ain't saying.
Unless he's free.
He just got released.
Man, he can be.
He just got released from Carolina. So,
I didn't know Jadavion Clowney was even on Carolina. Well, he can Uber Eats and Uber Lyft for us, man. From the stadium from Arlington to Frisco. I don't think that we need. I don't think we need another edge rusher. I think we need a big boy down inside, like a one tech or something like that. Yeah,
me too. But I don't know what we're gonna. I would love to get another one of those.
Yeah,
we definitely need that.
Yeah, most certainly.
This defense needs to get shored up now.
Yeah. Our next move need to be a one tech or a DB.
Or a DB.
Yeah. No more wides and receivers. No, we don't need that.
Nah, we good. Even Law, we get Amari Cooper now. We got a threesome now.
Pause is necessary. Wait a minute.
Hey, pause.
But
Free
pause.
Come on now.
Man.
That's something the Eagles would do.
Man, but
the Eagles will go out and get Amari Law. The Eagles will go out and say, okay, y'all when they got Pickens, we gonna go get Amari. That's something that the Eagles would do that, Law.
Man, you know
the
what?
The Eagles would do that.
But you know what, bro? You know, call me crazy, man, but I'm high on Mingo. I really want him to get a chance to shine, man. Believe it or not, I really envision this team as a mauler physicality, because people like CD Lamb, he's like the slim, strong dude, right? Like he'll lower his shoulder and run you over. Pickens is the guy that's gonna pick his nose and put the booger on your shoulder and dare you to wipe it off.
Mango got that mean streak too. You think Mango got it?
I think Mango got that. Man, he can block his ass off, man. I think Mango and this system, he's gonna be looking to maul people. He's gonna be so good for the run game, and technically, you got a first round talent. If George Pickens had his head on his shoulders when he was in college, he would have been a first round talent, but he's a second round guy, right?
He elite.
He's official. Yeah. And Mingo himself. I was very high on Mingo coming out of college, so yeah. So that's what I'll be.
I like Mango going up against Herbs, and like you said, people barely got 2 DBs, let alone 3. That's why I'm like, yo, if we go and get Coop, they don't. What you gonna do,
man? Now we on.
What you gonna do?
We in a luxury. Just like my guy, when you have the 1-ply tissue, now you're looking for the 3-ply, man. Come on, man. You know, just fold the 1-ply 3 times, man. Come on.
Law. It's about. You got Giant fans right now talking about, oh, everybody want to load up. We got a defense, though. Okay, let's see about y'all. They clamoring about this defense they got, Law, and the defense they got going to stop us.
Man, you can't name me the DB for the Giants. Man, we finna burn them damn DBs up on the Giants land.
They talking because they got my man in the draft, and they talking about how they can get to the quarterback. Y'all ain't gonna be that fast.
Don't Abdul Carter got some foot issues or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Don't one of them got sickle cell or something like that? Man, we ain't worried about them, man. We ain't worried about Debo neither. We ain't worried about Debo, Sebo, Klebo, or Gallup. We ain't worried about those things over there, man. We gonna be beat down the Washington team. Look, I got the star of David that's pointed at the doggone Eagles. That's what I got. You know, I'm waiting for them Eagles, man. Yeah.
That's what I told everybody. I keep telling people, listen, it's the Cowboys and the Eagles again. The Eagles is nervous. The Eagles is nervous. They talking about how the move we made ain't nothing. That's how you know. They scared, because if they any other move, they wouldn't say nothing.
Right.
They know what's up. They know what's going on.
Yeah.
They talking about no running game. Our running game is reinvented. We got all new guys.
All new
So
ones,
what are
man.
you talking about? You know.
No
but
doubt.
I just want to load the clip, Law. I want man. Listen. I want to make this offense so Teflon.
Yeah.
And this defense so Teflon.
Come on with it.
I want people to say, boy, is the Cowboys trying to buy a Super Bowl? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
You know how they
let me have a few $1 billion, man. I'll buy like 4 or 5 of them Super Bowls, man. You can't take Jerry, you can't take that money with you. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I want people to say, is the Cowboys the Avengers over here? That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want people to be saying. So, you know, even though you say Mango is nice, okay, Mango going to be going up against number 3s. If you can't perform against number 3s, go sit down on the bench, son.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
So what we're going to do is you're going to have to hold tight on the line. Too Cool says, Law, tell Grand what's up. You know what I'm saying? So I guess he want to have a conversation with you. But I got to let 972, then I got Slab from Philly from the 215, them the next 2 callers, and Poindexter. So if you going to hold tight, man, hold tight. But I got a lot of people in there, bro. You good? All right, bro. Appreciate you, man. All right, Too Cool, you way down the list, but I got 972, man. You're live on the nation, brought to you by FrankelFirm.com. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Lo?
What's good, bro?
Hey, listen, man, I need everybody to chill and relax and let this thing gel, man. Don't be rushing this, man.
Yeah.
Hey, and then, you got to think about something. That man is just like C.D. Lamb. He going to come through. That man going to catch whatever with a pinky, whatever, with his back turned, with his head.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this man going to come through, but he got to be patient. Let them boys get in camp, be healthy, and have a great season, man. I mean, that's all we need, man. Don't rush this, man. Y'all be patient, DC4L, man. Y'all be patient, man. Everybody excited. Of course we're excited, man.
Yeah.
We want another young guy to come in, man, and be able to help CD Lamb and take some pressure off Dak and take some pressure off everybody else. It's going to make everybody else get explosive and go hard, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you 1,000,000% right on that, bro. I'm with the belief of just exactly what you said. Allow this to mature, right?
Yeah, man.
And just allow it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let this thing gel, man. We got a new head coach. We coming off, McCarthy, hey, man, of course we got to shake back. Hey, man, and I don't want to say it, but you know what, haters, man, if you know what it is, man. If you don't, I don't want to say too much and hold up for the other callers and stuff like that, man. But hey, listen here, man, Law Nation, man, much love, brother.
Man,
you hear me?
appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, bro.
You are the one that bringing us the great content out here, man. Hey, man, it's my second day this week calling in, man. You feel me?
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. We do everything for the nation, man. I really appreciate you, man, so much for your support, bro. Let me hear you say it then.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, you listen to nothing but the best. And how about them Cowboys?
How about him, man? That's my guy, man. Shout out to him, man. I got Slab, man, from the 215. You're live on the nation, brought to you by Frenkel Firm.
Law Nation.
Yes, indeed, man. Why I got you down as Slab from Philly, man? Why I got you down as that? I forgot.
I called you a few months ago and asked you something about Jerry and it's like about 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay. And you was on the Slab. I guess you were driving somewhere. Okay.
Slab, that's what they call them, Slab.
Oh, they just
Jefferson, Philly.
Oh, okay, that's what they call you. Okay. So what you got for what Philly is like now though? They're coming off of the Super Bowl. Are you in Philly right now?
Yes, I can't stop them from talking. They
Can't talk them
too
talk.
much, man. All day, every day. My question, right? Someone else just said this. They said a defensive tackle. What else do you think they need that can get us right there?
Ashanti, maybe
I said that.
Ramsey. We're gonna have to do a trade for a D tackle though. You're gonna have to do a trade. I don't see nobody on the open market besides my guy Roquan Davis, Alabama Roll Tide, but it's a long in the tooth. Well, no, he's 29, so that's the only guy that I would say. But he's been a hurt guy, but that's the only guy I could think of, Roquan Davis. Everybody else got to trade for. Cornerbacks would be Jair Alexander. You got to trade for him, or a like I say, Ramsey or Ashanti.
Which one you rather have?
Out of those three, give me the. I'll still go with Ashanti because he's young. I can stretch out his contract for 3 or 4 years. But if you want some impact now, right, as far as respect, because you still got to play the respect game with Ramsey. Right. You tell Mulugeta, say, hey man, you got Pickens here, you got Parsons here. Hey, what's up with Ramsey, man? Sure, look, don't you want all of your people here in Dallas? You won't have to fly anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Work out a deal. Jerry will know your name. If you fool around and put up a nice little contract for Ramsey. Here, not something that's gonna break the bank. Let's go get this ring.
Right. So with them picks, you think that'll get us over the hump?
Hell yeah. I think for sure, because now you don't have to rush Trayvon Diggs back because he looked very slim. He didn't look good. If I was Diggs, I'd say, hey, any way y'all can take that video down? I look like feed the kids, man. He looked very tiny out there, bro. It did the reverse effect. Sometimes you want to show people working out, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't work for him. It just looked very weird, in my opinion.
And I say the same thing about Mingo. Give him a shot, man. He's 6'2".
Yep.
Strong. Give him a shot.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then I had Turpin come behind him, but Turpin got to get the ball more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, hey, we get looking good so far. Hey, after this move right here, it made everybody that's Cowboys fans that's in Philly happy for sure.
Yeah. Made them all
They
happy,
jealous,
man.
too. Oh, they jealous out here. They jealous. Oh, they jealous, man. They didn't want that. They didn't want that.
But in closing, man, what else you got for me, man, before I let you go, Slab?
That's it, man. That's about it, man.
Yeah.
I'm just happy, that's all.
Man, no doubt, man. Me too, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in, bro. Yeah.
Likewise. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, bro. Come on with it. That's my guy, Slab. All right, from Philly. Yeah. Yeah, I say, man, y'all, I just tweet out that I'm working, Dr. Reef, can you take this down just a little bit? You know what I'm saying? And this could be a good process of him down the stretch. Maybe that shirt is twice the size it need to be. Maybe them pants are twice the size it need to be. But to me, this just doesn't look like this is a good video to have out there floating around. That's just me, man. And I could be wrong. It's good to see fellows out here moving and working, but I would say, hey Doc, let me holler at you right quick. Can you tell your team to take this video down just a little bit? I got yeah, and then he might bulk up, man. I don't know. Maybe they're telling him slim down a little bit, or maybe it's the angles of the cameras, Some women right now, like, give me that camera angle right there. I always wanted to be that size, Yeah, I'm trying to lose some weights. I got from the 409, and then I have the 386, and then Too Cool. All right, so from the 409, what's on your mind? Talk to me.
What's up, Cat Daddy?
Not much, man.
Getting Pickens, it gives a chance for CD to work outside a little bit more. We had to put CD in motion and do a lot of things with CD just to get him, just to get him some separation, just to get him loose, because the defense was so much on stopping him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think CD is effective on the outside. So that's going to give us another way of using CD on the outside. To have Pickens and CD on the outside, man, that's going to be trouble, and that's going to help the run game. Talk about running the ball, that helps the run game. Having both of them, especially both of them outside.
Right.
But today, we've got Pickens, and I was just so happy yesterday, and I was really, now we need to get down to the business of the defense. With all the players we got, there's a lot of speculation, players coming back from injury. Well, we got Fowler, we got Parsons, Osa signed a new contract.
Right.
And we got Sanborn and Murray and, was it Louisville? So looks like we can have a pretty potent front seven. Now we got to look at the back end. Just talked about Ramsey and Asante. And, we still got Gilly on hold. It seems like they got Gilly on hold, just, break in case of emergency. We got Gilly in there. Now, it's still a lot of things to happen, training camp and stuff. And I'm definitely going to give to the fund, because you got to give us that insight when they get to training camp.
Come on with it.
Because right now, I think Shotty got enough to work with. Now, if we need to tweak and work at trying to bring this person in or this person in, but when he said competition, that means what they say in a high tide, almost rise. So maybe we can get some rise out of some of them boats. You know what I mean? That we can make the whole team rise, because it looks like we're working on a good thing. I'm still out on the front office. Okay, I'm still out on the front office. I still don't know.
Wait. How far you are out on the front office? Is this like on a scale of 1 to 10? Where are you giving them?
Well, right now I'm saying if this deal was a Pittsburgh deal or a Cowboys deal.
Okay.
Now, if it was a Cowboys deal, then I'm listening to them and saying, okay, y'all said y'all going to make some moves. Let's make some moves, and I'm expecting more moves. Now, if it's a Pittsburgh deal, it might not be too many more moves to be made, that we're going to go into training camp with what we got, hoping that all the ships will rise in this high tide. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
If they make another move, if they make some more moves, then I'm gonna be like, okay, then. Before your boy $100,000 was saying maybe we, Dallas trying to buy a Super Bowl. Well, yeah, that's how you get it.
That's how you get it. You got to buy it.
it.
Yeah, shoot. Nothing in life is free. Yeah. Everything comes with a cost. Well, let me explain this to you, Poindexter. Let me explain this to you. All right, so defensive tackles, you really don't have to bring them in early now, right? Because of the flow of training camp, right? You want to see what you got. DBs, it's just depending on what kind of DB are you looking for. If you're looking for a veteran DB, you really don't want to see them now anyway in May and June. You really aiming for July, right? So the reason why you want to bring in, and the reason why they brought in Pickens earlier to get this deal done, is because you need to get them boys on the same page with your quarterback. That's something that you got to be in rhythm on. So I would say that this deal was more of a Steelers deal. This was more of David Mulugeta deal. Get his client closer to where he's at in Dallas and work on that, because the Steelers was looking at it like they are not finna extend Pickens anyway, right? So let's get something back in return. I'm not going to be mad at that. I'm not going to begrudge that, because I get it. We needed a wide receiver number 2. And why not get a wide receiver that they have a passion to be a 1? So now it's more problems for the opposition than what we had last season.
Yeah, and it costs 3.5. You hear what I'm saying?
There you go.
So looks like Dallas is still looking for that bargain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, always.
So I'm hoping that they open up them little purses and bring in somebody, go out there and make a deal and say, hey, man, we're going to pay somebody to come in here and help us out. So I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop. We're still 3-4 months away, and it's a lot of stuff to happen. I'm looking forward to the training camp. Like you said, we want to see what we got, and then we can tweak what we got.
Yep.
I'm pulling for Turpin to be that third receiver. You know me, I'm a Turpin fan.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling for Turpin to be that third receiver. Let him work inside. Let him work inside the slots and stuff with having CD and Pickens on the outside. We'll see how it shake out, man. But I'm really want to build up this defense, man, because we gotta have some defense. And don't blame Mozzie, because last year they ran right, left, and everywhere else. They didn't just run on Mozzie; they ran on everybody. So the run defense gonna have to be all hands on deck.
No doubt.
And always important. How about them Cowboys?
Come on with it, man. I couldn't hit that note today, man. But appreciate you. Good call from my guy Poindexter, okay?
The conference has been
All right, so we got 386, 910, and then 206. I had my guy Lokes. He was next, but he got up out of here. But the 386, you're live on The Nation. Talk to me.
What's up, Lon? Let me give you your flowers first.
All right, man.
Everything you just said at the end of that last call was right on point. That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you,
If
bro.
people quit being anxious about everything, they give you something, you still ain't happy. You get somebody at a good price, then they being cheap still. You can't win for losing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care how you split it or how you put it, they ain't gonna be happy.
They ain't gonna be happy.
And the crazy thing about the trade, I love the trade, but haters gonna hate. So you gotta let them have that.
Yeah.
But what kills me is Cowboy Nation. Y'all been crying about a trade. Now you either got a problem with the trade or you're finding a reason to hate the trade.
Yeah. Man.
We can't just be happy. Just have one day. Just celebrate that you got somebody.
Yeah.
When you don't have nobody, you're crying. When you get somebody, you're crying. Damn, give the people some credit for trying to give y'all what you're asking for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. It's crazy to me. And like you watch the TV shows, you know they're gonna find a reason. That don't even affect me no more. But when you just hear Cowboy fans just won't be happy and enjoy what other teams are getting, and you've been asking for, you still just keep complaining and crying.
You ain't lying,
So
bro.
it just don't make no sense to me. When people that you call and saying you excited, you call another Cowboy fan, oh, he your problem. He ain't gonna do this. He ain't. God damn. Can you just be happy?
Yeah.
Just for a minute, just enjoy it. People still talking about, oh, rush out there and get this, rush out there and get that. Well, first of all, you got June 1st coming up. Some of these veterans, one of these young dudes getting there, some of these veterans gonna get cut.
They will.
You better be able to find you something good up in there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to rush out because you signed one player and rush out and get another player, rush out. If something falls in your lap or you find something, then get it.
Yeah.
But don't go out there just getting something to say that you got something.
Man, come on with it, man. Man, it's a good
You know,
call from you, bro. A good call from you, man.
Yeah, I just sit and I listen. Cowboy fans, like you said, Cowboy Nation, they ain't gonna be happy. They ain't gonna be satisfied. It just seems like no matter what they do, they're not gonna be right.
No doubt, man.
And like I said, you ain't got to give the Jones all the credit in the world.
No.
But everything y'all done asked them to do this offseason, they've been out there trying to do.
At least at their capabilities, they did try to trade up. Then that didn't work out for them. They didn't get the deal that they want. And these are things that they said, right? And then they try to trade down, you know, and the deal wasn't there good enough for them to trade down. So they went and got the best guard in this draft, which is Tyler Booker, which is how we got the A on all of our picks. Now, granted, look, you know I wasn't team offensive lineman guy, right? I definitely wasn't that. But this is what life is teaching people. You may not get with what you want and out of life, right? But you got to work with what you got. And we working with Tyler Booker. We seeing all of the things that he do well at, and the things that he do bad at. Coach has got to coach. That's the bottom line. Coach has got to coach, bro.
The thing is, we crying about getting the offensive lineman when you got a good one.
Yeah.
The second thing is, it seemed like they knew a little more about this trade before it happened than we did.
Right.
So we were right to be upset.
Right.
But they knew what they were doing. At least it seemed like they knew what they was doing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then once you got to their first three picks, I don't give a damn what nobody say. All three of those are first round graded players, could have been or should have been close to the first round.
Right.
And they got 3 steals. And once you got to the 5th round, it wasn't no need of drafting none of them damn receivers. We got a whole team of them.
Man, come on
What we
with
need
it,
them
man.
for?
Come on with it, man. Good
You know what
call,
I'm saying?
man, from you, man. I thank you so much for calling in, bro. What you got? One more point before I let you roll?
No, I just want to say how about them Cowboys.
How about him, man? Good call from him, man. Appreciate his patience and waiting in line, man. We got this line longer than Shaq feet. I got Too Cool from the 910 you in. Talk to me, man. What you got for me?
Hey, Law. Hey, I'm going to educate these Eagle fans today. But first, it seemed like Jerry and them did have a plan. It seemed like in free agency, that first wave, they went and got depth. They didn't get no starters. It looked like they said, hey, based off injuries last year, let's get back up.
Right.
Then when they went into the draft, it seemed like them first 3 picks they went, those are the starters right there.
Right.
So you can plug them in as starters. They already said 2 substantial trades was becoming before or after the draft.
They did
this
say
is
that.
The first one, right? They said that. Jerry said that. So, but I want to educate these Eagle fans right here. I want them to tell me what team is this. In the first 6 games, they threw for 190 yards or less 4 times. 11 out of the 18 games, they threw for less than 220 yards. Out of 18 games, they only rushed for 100 yards 3 times. And when they rushed for 100 yards, it was for 114 or less. What team was that, Law?
Man, I don't even know, man.
That was the Steelers. So if you was Pickens, I'd be mad too. If I had 8 different quarterbacks and I couldn't get the ball.
Say that stat line again, man. You education for the nation, man. Come on with it. Say
Out
that
of
stat
the
line.
first 6 games, they threw for 190 yards or less 4 times.
Oh, wow.
11 out of 18 games, they threw for less than 220 passing yards. Out of 18 games, they only rushed for 100 yards 3 different times. And out of those 3 different times, they rushed for 114 or less. That was the Steelers. That was last year.
Damn. And they had
so
a
when
better.
you think about production, the man averaged 15.3 yards per catch with that stat line.
Yeah. And the craziest thing about it all is that they had a better record than my Cowboys last year. That's crazy, huh? Yeah. But, man, keep going, man. Keep going.
Hey, Law, let me ask you a question. DK Metcalf, what was he traded for? A second-round pick, right?
A second. Yeah. Second, and then they had to redo his contract.
That's with production, right?
Yeah.
So how can we say that was a crazy trade if we got Pickens for a third-round pick?
Oh, I see where you're going. And then Pickens is younger, and he's not a DK Metcalf, but he played with 8 different quarterbacks, right? So,
let me educate him some more.
Okay, education for the nation. Come on with it. Give me that.
Let me educate him.
Yeah.
Your boy T Mac, that was supposed to slide into the draft because we had questions about him loving volleyball over football, right? Him not watching film. That man turned 22 years old in March. In April, Pickens just turned 24 years old. If the draft was reset right now, you could take Pickens. Right, Pickens would be in the first round right now if he was in that draft.
Facts.
I can argue that he'll probably go over T Mac.
Oh yeah.
So
in
when
this
you think
draft
about
class,
the trade, when you think about the trade, all I want the Eagle fans to know is this: y'all beat the Cowboys twice last year, but the kryptonite didn't play. Dak is y'all kryptonite. But just know this, man, that man got 2 dogs waiting on that ass when we play y'all this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Dogs,
I'm gonna have to re-download my dog clip up in here, man. Yeah, you're right, man. But what else you got, man? You wanted to speak with 100 grand, or what was that all about?
Man, you know, I was just telling 100 grand what's up, but some of the stuff he was hitting on, I do agree with too, man. I really think we need to just leave the deep. Just hear me out, Law. I think we need to leave the defense alone. When you look at Jordan Davis, a lot of people give Jordan Davis and Carter a lot of credit, right? But when you go look at Mozzie Smith's numbers compared to Jordan Davis' numbers, man, they numbers are freaking identical. They numbers are identical, man. So we just gotta be slow with it. It's just that when you're playing on the Cowboys, you get scrutinized more. When you're playing with the Eagles with that running game they had last year, people not really paying attention to you. So you looking like the best team out there, and you got the number 1 defense because you're running off with the lead, and people trying to play from behind and throw the ball. That's what we about to do this year.
I see what you're saying. We'll see how Davis and Carter going to look like this year, because they are missing Milton Williams, who was generating a lot of good pressures and sacks for them, because Davis is a wear down guy. He will lean on the offensive line, and then before you know it, he'll weaken him up, and then all of a sudden you'll see him penetrating, getting upfield for Carter getting upfield. So then Milton comes in and he gets some layup sacks. So we'll see how they reinforce that. But one thing I can tell you, that Howie is one of those guys that he's in the call center now looking for a player. You know what I'm saying? So
Jerry Jones in his call center, and then package that 2 pick together and tell them, go pick up the phone and call the Falcons and tell the Falcons, you know what, y'all got a dog over there y'all don't use, let us have Pitts. And when we get a tight end, if we had Pitts, Super Bowl, here we come.
Come on with it, man. I appreciate you, man. Do you want to speak with him? Because I got that man. I got that man on the hold queue, and he just sitting there. Are you good?
Tell bring 100 grand on.
All right, here you go, 100 grand, man. You live on the nation with 910, who paid for this.
My guy?
Yeah, come on.
Grand was good. Hey, look, every time you go on, I'll be like, damn, man, I have to send a super chat, but I be at work. I was just saying, what's up, man? I hear you in here.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. You were speaking that knowledge, my boy. We on the same page.
Yes, indeed.
Man, all I'm saying though, man, I hate how them Eagle fans out here. Hey, boy, your boy said, Law, you played that shit this morning. Man, kind of made me mad. I wish I was on live when you said it. Man, out here talking about CD Lamb body language. This man had the nerve to call out CD Lamb when he got that dude that's behind CD Lamb called AJ Brown out here throwing his quarterback under the bus.
Man, come on with it.
Hey, listen. If Brunson not talking about you, then you don't matter. That's how Brunson rolled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's Brunson tactics. That's one of his tactics. He talk bad about you because he knows you a threat.
Yeah.
You notice he don't talk about the Giants.
Boy, you got y'all got some good points there. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, he don't talk about the Giants, and he just started talking about Washington when they started to come up. You see what I'm saying? But he wasn't talking about them before that.
Grant, what Law need to do is this: when the season starts, he need to have this little thing called Rumble on this channel. Bring me and Grand on there, and bring them Eagle fans on there, and let us rumble. Because I can guarantee you this: if the schedule makers listening to me right now, make damn sure the Eagles and the Cowboys play the last game of the season, and I hope we.
I think that's gonna happen. I think
no
that's
doubt,
gonna happen.
man.
What I don't want to happen is week 1. I don't want. But they haven't done that for the last couple years.
But we need to play somebody fresh though. Yeah, I don't want to play them when we sitting folks. Yeah,
I want to play them the first week and the last week.
Yeah.
I want to show the NFL what they got to deal with.
No doubt, man. Hey, man, I appreciate both of y'all for calling in, man. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate you, man.
All right, brother.
Yes, indeed. Good call from a man. Oh, snap. Oh, he back. Oh, my God. I got my dog back, man. Oh, y'all just don't know, man. It took me forever. And that ain't the dog right there. Where my dog at? Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Hey, down, boy. Hey. Get off the screen. Get off the screen. Yeah. Y'all better watch out, man. I got my dogs back, man. I got A-Lou, then I got MJ from the 206. 304, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by the dogs, man. What's good with you, man?
Law was good, man. Hey, look, I'm sitting here listening to you. This George Pickens deal is beneficial.
Right.
I want to know, what do you think, that does it move the needle?
Yes, because I know without trying to go back and forth with anybody that he's better than Tolbert. He got a higher upside than Jalen Brooks, and him and Mingo could be fighting, but it's going to be a situation that he will outperform and beat Mingo and Flo. So I think that Pickens is definitively your number one receiver B, so this is going to be a good situation for us.
So being a number one receiver B,
mm-hmm.
Can he take over a game? Has he shown the ability to take over a game as if CD were to go down? Or on his own, has he taken over a game in Pittsburgh?
I mean, there have been times that he made some crucial plays. I will show you a few highlights here, but the NFL been NFLing over the film. There's been times that Pickens been able to take over a game. But then there have been times that he had costly penalties or sulks on the sideline because the ball ain't going his way. So it was like, remember last week, I don't know if you watched the episode with the final word last week, when Big Game James said, I don't want Mari Cooper because he sulks on the sideline. Well, you getting a guy that sulks on the sideline here, but he got aggressions that comes with it,
Yeah, so I mean, me personally, I'm happy with the George Pickens deal. I don't know if he moves the needle in a sense to say, all right, we're real contenders, because we are still short a DT, a safety, honestly, a safety and a corner. Until we can shore up those three, we're reaching. But the offense itself, hey, look, the offense itself now, we can sit back and say, all right, this is something new, and I think Shoddy is building something. Shoddy is building something that we haven't seen in quite some time.
Right.
I think what he, this alone, is far more vast than what Mike McCarthy was able to do in his first 2 or 3. He was hiring his friends, and it was buddy time, and they say you have the worst defense in NFL history. So he went out there, and his hires have been strategic, and they have been directed in the right, and they've gone in the right direction in the sense to say, all right, so you have an identity of what you're going to run. We're going to run a lot of traps, a lot of pulls, a lot of downhill, lot of play action, a lot of road. We're gonna have our running backs rotating. We see that. Wide receivers, I hope they rotate the wide receivers
Right.
to keep them fresh as well. And now with this, it makes sense of how the offseason played out as well as the draft. Now the draft makes sense.
It does.
It makes sense for us to take a right guard.
Yeah.
First. But now that you have this receiver that comes in, now it makes sense. You got your backup DE. You actually might be a starter. He might be the gem of the draft. You never know.
You never know, man. That's why the NFL is a cycling, is fickling to a degree. But in the words of Brian Broad, is a strange lady. A strange lady.
Do you follow what's my guy? Mike, I forgot his name.
Fisher. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
The only reason I say that is because,
go ahead.
The only reason I say that is because he called this a while ago, and it's funny.
Yeah.
It's real interesting to say he said that last year was going to be the blow it up season, and now we're rotating into a better opportunity. But with that being said, I want to see what we do. I'm interested now. Like I was blown. You know what I'm saying? I stopped watching a bunch of stuff. I deactivated a lot of shit, and I'm like, look, man, y'all, it's about to be the same old. So now,
well, come on back on board, man. You still got your boarding pass, man. You still got your boarding pass, man. I appreciate you, A-Lou, man. I thank you, man. You've been calling all off season too, man. So I'm glad you've been rocking with the nation, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, bro.
For sure.
Yes, indeed.
Anytime.
Yes, we got A-Lou from the 304. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that damn dog. Get down, boy. My dog don't bite. My dog don't bite. My dog don't bite at all. Come on with it. I got from the 206. You live on the nation, man. Talk to me, man.
What up, Law? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing great, man. How about yourself, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing good. The last caller, the callers before you was positive. The last caller, that's his own opinion. But, you get that, like you said, they waiting to see how these other corners do. They got Gilly on hold, and the safety room is cool. The linebacker room, the deep tackle room is good too. But your boy, AOC,
the reason why I don't really bring up the safeties because your front seven makes safeties better,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the new coach you got, for some reason, his corners, they play sound.
Right.
And his safeties.
Right.
He make his safety become all Americans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't understand the coaching staff we got.
Yeah.
They used to that sorry coaching staff that we always been having. So they mind is not set on coaching.
No doubt.
Coaching win championships too.
No doubt.
And check it, AOC on his show, Law, is the guy that been telling him he did it at nighttime before he got Pickens. This guy been right all the time. But there's another deal that's coming, and the deal is Buckner. Be watching out for that. It's Buckner from the Colts, the deep tackle.
Right.
And he played with Uber Flex too, and this is last of his contract. So they're trying to trade him. So that might be the last big deal y'all get. But the Gilly, cause you gotta remember all them guys played together. Gilly, Buckner, you see where that's going? So they all play for the coach too. So hey man, it's looking good.
No doubt,
you know what
man.
I'm saying?
No doubt, man.
But I like the one guy that you had before. The one guy, them other two guys, man, they hit a home run for you. The way they broke that down for you.
Yeah. No doubt, man.
Like you say, the fans got to stop panicking. It's only May, ain't it?
No doubt, man. It's only May. Yes, indeed, bro.
And then you got what they say. It's NFL is 305.
Yeah. 365.
365 days, right? Come on, man. So you don't want to spend your money too fast. Then we spend our money. Then this guy get cut, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, we could have got him."
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
man.
So just be calm, and we're gonna. I told you, we was gonna have a top 5 offense.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a top 5 defense. So I'm excited, brother.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
Thank you for calling in, bro.
Hey, good show, man. You
Thank you.
been on here. How long you been on here? 2 hours?
Man, I'm trying to wrap it up now. I got 2 more callers, man, and I'm gonna grab me something to eat, and then we got to go live again. And for the Cowboys Collective, man, I appreciate you though.
Oh, y'all go. What time that show start?
It's gonna be 8:00
It's
Dallas time.
2:15 here.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be
it's
6
still
o'clock
early. Yeah.
West Coast time.
Come on with it, man. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna come watch it, man. How about them Cowboys? I'm getting my computer locked, and I'm about to do my show.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely gonna be a guest on that, brother.
Okay. All right. Hey, I want you to do crazy numbers, man, and I want you to be better than me and everything, man. You know what I mean? So come on with it, bro. I'll be there.
Hey,
Appreciate you.
Hey, I remember when you first started. I used to watch this. I said, man, who is this guy? He cold-blooded.
Yo.
With that voice. I started watching your highlights. I said, yeah. So, yeah, man, good job, man. Proud of you. And like I tell you, I want you to get to 1 million subscribers.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man.
You too, man.
No doubt,
And
bro.
how about them Cowboys? Let's
How
go.
about them, man? Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's always good, man, talking to my guy, MJ, man. Hey, I forgot to tell him, man, what Ryan Flournoy going to do this year, man. But Varshan already spoiled it for me, man. But did y'all see Matt Uber? Hey, call the Uber. Yeah, Matt Uber. All right, man. I got Mike from the 484, man. You live, and then 626, hold tight, man. 484, you live on the nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me.
What's going on with you, Lord? This is Hoodie Kush 81. You already know I'm chilling, man. At work doing nothing.
Okay. Well, I got you saved as Mike, though, man. Let me get your name up off of here.
I know
man.
you do. I know you do. That's that's my God-given name.
Oh, okay.
It's who you see in your chats.
Oh, Hoodie Kush, man. Hey, if you own that, then check out Rogue Shop, man. Get 10% off of all your purchases when you use Law Nation Sports or Law as your promo code. Come on with it.
Yes, sir. All right, now let me expound on the whole George Pickens thing. Since everybody want to be all up in arms about still wanting a Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper, I need y'all to understand something. You don't have a receiver on this squad over 28 years old, and that includes Paris Campbell. He's 27. So we are getting younger for a reason. If you look at the trend, of the league, pardon me. If you look at the trend of the league,
right,
the top 5 wide receiver duos in the league right now are all under 27 years old. By having CD and by having George Pickens, you now just bolstered your wide receiver room tenfold. Here's why. Here's why. You and I have a soft spot for one, Mr. Jonathan Mingo.
Come on with it.
Soft spot for Mr. Mingo. Now, understand, it's the same situation that George Pickens is coming from. He was in a good spot to where he was productive, but it was a bad spot for his productivity. Okay. Now, Mingo, although he was not productive in his spot, in the spot where he was at, he wasn't in a good spot for his productivity. Okay. Last season, he had Cooper Rush throwing him the ball, which was not a good situation for his productivity. Now, you're giving both of these guys a healthy Dak Prescott, who was a career best 68% completion percentage guy. Okay, 68% career completion percentage. Okay, that's top 10. It's top 10. Okay?
Yeah,
you're giving him finally this wide receiver room. I'm taking Turpin out of it. I'm taking Tolbert out of it. I'm taking Brooks out of it.
Right.
If you look at just these 3 receivers, CD, George Pickens, and Jonathan Mingo, all 3 of them have something eerily in common.
Yeah, in closing though.
In closing, I want everybody to temper their expectations. Expectations bring nothing but heartache. So everybody relax. So Law, you enjoy the rest of your show. I'll check you out on the Cowboys Collective. How about them Cowboys?
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate you, man.
Smoking yet?
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate you. That's my guy, Kush. Y'all be sure to check him out. The Hoodie Kush, man. He's up in there, All right, we got them dogs, man. They're ready to go. All right, so I got the 626. You're live on the nation. Last but not least, you're here in the building. Talk to me, man, on a marathon show.
How you been?
Yeah.
Quick. I just want to know, okay, I know we're pretty good on the receiver corps, but I feel if we load up Dak with a bunch of weapons, I think it'll be more pressure on Dak. That way, it's like, come on, how you not going to produce it? We could get a third receiver. I would love Cooper just to be a little greedy because he did do good with Dak. Dak probably had one of the best seasons with Cooper. So I was kind of thinking, if we have all three, not everybody can get double teamed now. Jake Ferguson will have less pressure, more openings. I wouldn't mind that. And then I know everybody doesn't really like Nick Chubb. I wouldn't mind having Nick Chubb just because he has a chip on his shoulder right now.
Yeah.
He's still top running back with Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. Come on.
Well, yeah, there's only one football, and I just look at it like this: you got to get you a few pieces, but you still got to develop another piece, right? So I think Mingo will fit right into that developing area, right? As far as the third wide receiver, third option, I think it becomes counterproductive if you get too many veterans. I do like the fact that they did make some moves to get people here on the veteran side on the defense, like Murray, and they brought in Sanborn. They brought in a few other guys like a Solomon Thomas, and I do like that aspect of the boys. But now, if you're going to be on the offensive side and you bring in another veteran, I mean, at some point we gotta have to develop. We got to see what Tiny Deuce Vaughn can do. We got to see what, even to a degree, what we can get out of Jadon Blue this season. And what's the guy named Phil Mafia? Blue Mafia, we're going to call those two. So at some point, we got to see what we got. I get it now. I would like for a cup of coffee for Chubb or Breece Hall, but at this point, I will ball out with what I got and see what we can get going for the 2025 season.
Yeah, because I feel we're more of a win now state right now. I know we're rebuilding, but the players that we have on board right now is already looking like we're trying to get it immediately. So it's like, might as well pick up like a Stephon Gilmore for help. Might as well just fill up the whole line with just a bunch of veterans just for 1 to 2 years. Dak's contract's almost over. Might as well kind of give him everything we could give him. That way he can't say we didn't give him anything.
Well, I mean, knowing Dak, he ain't going to say that in the first place, right? I mean, we wanted him to fight more, and he fight for the wrong guys. He fight for, and there's no knock at him, but he just got that heart that sometimes can be too much giving, right? And to me personally, no offense to it, but when he fights for Jalen Brooks of the world, when he fights for Jalen Tolberts, that's not a good fight. We need more dogs, and at least we got Pickens here that can at least give us a different impressions for this team. And that's why I would prefer Pickens over the Brooks and the Tolberts of the world. So if there's any knock on Dak Prescott, he got to not have that much of a heart of a fight for those guys that's on the low end. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah,
I just feel, kind of just get a trio, get a three-headed dragon with our receiver corps. Those three will be pretty solid in a sense where someone's going to be bound to be open. Regardless who they're going to cut out. So, the ball, it's only one ball, but come on now.
Yeah,
they
I
want
feel
to
you.
win Super Bowl, they're going to have to kind of split up in a bit.
Yeah. But I appreciate you for calling in, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Definitely, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Much love. God bless you, bro. Have a great one.
Yeah, let me hear you say it, though. I know you got it in you, man. Let me hear you say it.
Man, come on. How about them Cowboys, man?
How about them? Come on with it, man. You're going to be the last caller. Might as well yell it out,
Goodbye.
Yeah. I see you, Fab. You said Law a little too optimistic. No, I think that you know, regardless, I don't see why draft a guy and you never get a chance to play him. Like, we literally never got a chance to see Tiny Deuce Vaughn or Dano Deuce, however you want to call him. We literally never got a chance to see him. Right? I'm just saying, we literally never got a chance to see him. And it'd be crazy, it'd be crass of us to go get the offensive guy that coached him in college to never get a chance to see him. Like at least see it. Let me see what you got. You know, let's see at least, you know, just a little bit, you know. And Turpin, he's another guy that I would like to see him being utilized more. And they used him more, and they did do that on the back end. But I'm talking about Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn, we never got a really good chance to see him in the running back in a real scheme. Call me crazy, and I can be kangaroo crazy. And y'all can chalk this up as Law just being optimistic. And I'm not calling him better than Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson. But while in college, the guy that's going to be here coaching up the offensive line guys, Connor Riley, had Deuce Vaughn with more productivity and more production yards than Jahmyr Gibbs and, to a degree, Bijan Robinson. So that's how I'm looking at it. Like, let us see him, you know, at least get a chance or a shot at it. That's all I'm asking, you know. He may be dog water, you know. Down, boy. Down. You little dog. You little dog, though. You little ankle biter, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, get down. Oh, you want to kibble a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Some dino bites, what you want, you know? But that's just all I'm saying. Don't beat me up, y'all. Don't beat me up. I'm sensitive, you know, for what it is. All right, so I appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in to these long marathon shows. I do know, like, when news encountered this way, a lot of you guys support the channel by watching and sitting back and enjoying these type of shows. I just want to tell y'all I really appreciate y'all. I love y'all to the sun, the moon, the stars, and back. If you guys enjoyed the show today, press 1 in the chat, and you put a 1 in the chat. And if you didn't like the show today, just put a 4 in the chat. You know, just put 4 in there. But I really appreciate you guys. Thank each and every last one of you all for tuning in, and especially on my journey here as we continue to do things that's unbelievable. Just write this down in your hearts. Hurry kills presence. Worry kills peace. Doubt kills faith. Ego kills love. Now you read that from the right to left. You know, love kills ego. Faith kills doubt. Peace kills worry. Presence kills hurry. So with that being said, Cowboy Nation, the name of the game and the number one goal is to help one from another. I get it. You know, if I can be a tool in the a chef for you guys so that I can help you guys out down the stretch, that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. But if you guys see me as such, as a person that's not that, then, you know, I get that too. But we're going to dust our feet off and keep it moving, right? And that's life. Just being able to be an impact for those, it goes a long way, not a short way with me. And let me see if we can present this right quick. Let me see if I got this all together. Hold on, hold tight for me.
Here with
Law Nation.
Yes.
Hold on. Pause.
The building.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, he brought the energy too with him, man.
Let me see if I got it all here. Hold on. Nah, here you go, right here. Hold on. We're gonna play a little something, and I really appreciate y'all so much. Let me go. Here we go.
Here with.
All right, and I didn't shoot this. This was shot by Dallas United, and we're gonna play this, and we're gonna keep it moving, keep it rolling. Appreciate everybody.
Law Nation.
Yes.
Hey,
we in the building. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Oh, he brought the energy too with him, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Come on with it.
How was the experience being around here for you, man, interacting with the youth and the people?
Great. It's always about be where your feet at.
and
like
motivating and also elevating. Motivating, elevating. That's what I bring to the table as well. What I do on my sports podcast, you know. I talk Cowboys, y'all.
Come on now.
So, you know, for 30 years, 30 seasons, you got to have your mindset well together. They say long suffering is the fruit of the spirit,
Come
right?
on now.
Come on, boy. Don't
Let
let
him
me
use
start preaching up in here. Come
Let
on
him
with
use
it.
you.
And so we've been going through it, but we getting that good fruit, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Right? Come on with it.
Yes, indeed. It's going to pay off.
It's going to pay off eventually.
Yes, sir.
So tell us where you're from.
Mississippi.
Right on.
Mississippi, and how did you make it here to Texas?
All right, so I'm a diehard Cowboy fan.
Okay, Cowboys.
Right,
Same.
right. But I always envisioned myself in Dallas, and I knew that the connections would be here. So once I finished up at Jackson State University,
Okay,
you
now.
know, got to
Okay,
put
now.
that D in there.
Let me ask you this. Why is it important for business professionals like yourself to show up for teams in this kind of space, in this kind of environment?
Teams in general means together everyone achieves more. So we can go fast by ourselves, but with someone else you can go further, right? So with that being said, me being here is because of my team. Right? And we are here. So just with the youth, you got to give them a vision.
Absolutely.
Without it, they will perish.
Absolutely. That's a good game, man. Yes, indeed.
If you could sum up any teen motivation, what is one word that you would give the kids to stick with?
Tenacity. Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah. You want to be able to aggressively attack life.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about life. It's unique. I'm from Mississippi. I'm going to give y'all a Mississippi saying.
Okay, come on.
Every tub must sit on its own bottom.
Okay.
You know, meaning that you got to be able to figure out how to manage your life for yourself, but also learn from someone else.
Absolutely.
So you got to do those things. And when you do those things, you will prepare yourself to higher heights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Let me ask you this too. How important is it to find a mentor for you?
It's very important.
Yeah.
Because what the mentor does, they go down the pathway and they make sure that everything is clear and concise. By you attaching yourself to that mentor, right, you can travel down that same pathway without going through hurdles. And that's what we got to do, even as us as a melanated community. We got to figure out ways that if Dr. Martin Luther King did this, I can do this.
Yes, sir.
If we can see Barack Obama be the president of the United States, I can do that. That's a pathway that you can follow. But don't be afraid to go paint your own trail.
Come on
Right?
now.
Don't be afraid to do that as well.
Yes,
but
indeed.
it's so important that you find someone that you can be mentored by, you know, and then there's a mentor, then a mentee. So there's always levels to this, right? Come on with it.
Right. Each one teach one.
Each one teach one.
Come
Be
on.
where your feet at. Come on. Slow feet don't eat, baby. Come on
Slow
with
feet
it.
don't eat. Talk to them.
Talk to them. Come on with it.
I love it, man. Hey, you have been a great resource. We appreciate you for stopping through with us. Get the people your social media handles just in case they want to tap in with you.
That will be lawnationsports.com, and that'll be Law Nation. You'll find and follow my face on all of those locations. And as they say, don't meet me there, beat me there.
Beat me there.
On top of that, let me just leave one word of wisdom for everyone.
Please.
When the end times come for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. What that means is your journey never stops. You always trying to continue to move forward, not backwards. And not in the same place. Come on, man.
Come on, somebody.
Boy, I got another 15, 20 minutes. You already know.
Come on, somebody. Hey, the Cowboys need to be tapped into this on the cool.
Tap in with me.
Cowboys,
Come on, Jerry, do the right thing.
Yeah. Hey, man, we appreciate you sitting down with us, boss, man.
All right,
yes, indeed, man. We'll be back with more at the Team Motivational Conference.
No doubt, man. I appreciate each and every last one of you all. Come on with it. As we continue to grind to shine, we all know that the Cowboys is where our hearts are at. Nobody will be sitting here for 3 or 4 hours listening in to a guy with a beard, right? And a mohawk, right? Literally spitting upon information about this team if they don't love what they're hearing. Right. And I thank everybody, man. We got some trailblazers in the community. We got some unbelievable things that's going on in this particular community. Yeah. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to be better than what we were the previous day. Let's continue to break boundaries that people say that you can't break, right? Regardless of where you are at, regardless of how tall you are or how short you are or how big you are, wide, black, or pale, all of the communities, regardless of your circumstances. If you have that one belief that you can do it, do it. Regardless of what people say about you, keep moving. Don't stay still. In departing, my goal is to be your source of inspiration and motivation, regardless of the situation. This is going to be a brutal weekend for me, but I'm looking at it from the positive aspect, looking at the joyous times, and understand that every 90 days in the United States, they got some type of holiday that they celebrate. But I want to tell y'all right now, the holiday that you have should be in your heart. Ain't this right? Shout out to you, Sam Roas, for 100. Appreciate you. Thank you for your support. The holiday should be in your minds. And the celebrations and the celebratory things should be in the thoughts that leaving your mind out there to the world to see. Write these things down. I'm going to keep saying it because somehow I believe in another dimension. She's hearing every word. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, or lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or poverty or the famish of fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty, Cowboy Nation, and everyone that's listening. Down, boy! Down, boy! Hey, shit. I thought you said your dog don't bite, man. Wait a minute. I thought you said your dog don't bite, man. You will get it, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. If we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Come on with it. Yeah. I heard somebody say they want to hear the slower one. I got you. Yeah, I got you. We can still run it up regardless, whether it's fast or slow. Come on with it. I've been really in the field, lot of rush, I love the field. Yeah. I just wanna run it up. Until next time, DC for life, not for sure. Peace. And roll those credits. Yeah.
Kinda check the song.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Count that too, count it. Count it. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Ready?
Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the safe, got blues inside.
All right.
Greens and pinks, it's all the
shout out to all of the supporters.
Roll my change, take some losses when I play.
Charge it to the come on with it.
I'm with T-Black, I'm with Rev.
Who with Law? Put LAW in the chat if you with Law.
Yeah, I'm with Chuck and now.
Come on.
Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me.
Come on.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit.
Told me it was my turn.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to you.
Hush your mouth over there. Come on. Hey.
Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. I just be off
Yeah.
Too many foes and clothes. Yeah, yeah. I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on road alone. I be really in the field. Let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Let me crack your claim. Fertilize your brain.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Yeah.
Kinda check us on.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Come on, let's slow it down just a little bit. Let's slow it down. Let's get it.
I just wanna run it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Damn.
Leave me out, I bring you in. Yeah.
Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
And you. If your name is not on the list, if your name is not on the list here, but you still support by sharing, by subscribing, by liking, put a 3 in the chat. Wherever you go, play a 2. Come on with it.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Come on.
7 more and another one.
And another one.
And another one.
All right. All my mods, put a gavel in the chat. I need to see the gavel. All at once. Let me see the gavel in the chat, baby.
Don't let the street lights get you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights get you. Can I be your
player 2?
I'll follow.
Come on with it. Wherever you go. Yeah, if you hit that like button, and if you hit that subscribe button, and if you shared, put a 3 in the chat. And let me see the gavels from my mods. Shout out to the mods. I see you. You not one?
So far, if a paper crane can fly.
There you go. There you go, Halle. Got a gavel, but without a wrench. How does that work? Come on, choir.
Fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Got nothing but love for you.
Put a round of applause to Halle.
I got nothing but love for you, baby. Got nothing but love for you, baby.
Until next time.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online.
What's online?
This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. But I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here.
I got, come on now, dog.
And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly,
Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here.
That's funny. This is forever my
Y'all
closeout.
start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving
Listen, come.
tangibly, just put your hand on
That's so
the,
funny. Come.
take your phone and
I can't even do it. Come on.
on the bucket.
Giving it.
Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship.
Now y'all don't want to call and check on the pastor.
Giving is worship. This ain't time to talk.
Not the time to talk, baby.
1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving.
Just saying
That's
this
it.
burden is a little bit too heavy for your servant, Lord. I'm just saying, Jesus, my cup runneth over, Lord, is what I'm saying. The thing is, I ain't even thirsty, Jesus.
Down,
Not
boy.
a little bit. You can take this whole cup, the pitcher, all of it, Jesus.
Oh, snap.
This is where we hold them.
Down, boy.
This
Until next
is where
time.
we fight.